move through characters and enemies wrong. For the most part, like we do it 99% how it's supposed to, except you're supposed to treat the squares, even if they're friendly, as difficult terrain. So I'm just letting you guys know now, so it's not out of the blue, that I'm going to be doing that going forward. Unless anybody has any major objections to that.
So can you repeat that one more time?
So when you move through a creature's space, regardless if it's friendly or not, it's supposed to count as difficult terrain.
Okay, so for one movement, so that takes it. Okay.
Yep.
That makes sense.
So going forward, I will start to do that as I was getting that wrong, but it's a small change. I figured I still let you guys know anyways, because I remember one time we kind of had a problem with me just changing rules,
Yeah.
not telling people.
Okay, that's fine.
I mean, my only thing.
Yeah,
on this...
It's all good.
That's fine, because I think how we were running it before was that we can move into our squares, can't end on it, but it didn't cost any movement. But for enemies, we couldn't move past them unless we did like a check or something.
Yeah, enemies you can't move past unless they're like 2 sizes bigger or smaller than you. So
my only argument isn't even an argument, it's just a joke, and it's the first rule of bad Dungeons and Dragons advice, which is follow absolutely every rule.
Yeah. Well, that's fine. Instead of like moving 30 feet, if you're going to move through your player, it's 25.
Yeah, I just want to let you guys know I would start enforcing that, so that way it's not like out of the blue. I know I've caused problems with doing that in the past.
It's all good. Thank you for letting us know.
Yeah. Anyways, those of us who are going to be here are here, so let's go ahead and get started. If anybody wants to recap a couple sessions ago, well, a couple weeks ago.
I would if I was here, so.
Shit, what did happen?
Let's see if I can remember.
I'm captured currently.
Yeah, we started off in the tavern. Fuck. Let's see how it went.
I don't
Started
even
off in the
remember.
tavern. We had some RP in the tavern. Ulrich had a note that was slipped into him in a beer mug, I believe, and he didn't realize there was a note in the beer mug, so he thought it was beer, dumped it into his own mug, found a note slipped out, read the note, said that it needs to go to the shop that's called the Dog's Last Hair or something like that. Going off of memory, I can't even find my notebook right now.
It sounds about right.
And then, as a group, we decided we're probably gonna go check it out. Grim went to bed, so we were like, okay, well, we're gonna go check it out. We'll be back. Turned out we didn't check it out. One of us decided to full-blown go into it. We were told that it was in the north. We traveled separately, at least Awen did, because everybody just, I guess some people went south thinking that was the northern gate, but Leah pointed out that's north, and Awen was like, okay, well, I'm gonna head this direction and hit the wall and then head to the gate, is what his thinking was all about. He eventually made himself there. Arvio, Leah, and Ulrich actually managed to get there before Awen did. Ulrich went in, Arvio and Leia. Names, I swear to God. Stayed outside in stealth to wait for any sort of sign. Ulrich eventually found himself down in a back room into a hole, through some tunnels into a cave system, and confronted the guy that we were having
the title of this
issue with. He gave Ulrich 2 options. It's either he becomes his fighter and fights for him, or he can go ahead and challenge him to a fight for his freedom. And instead of accepting the offer, Ulrich decided just to flat out hit him. Which
there was another caveat to that too.
Oh, was there?
He could pick a champion to fight on his behalf if he wanted to.
Thank you. instead of choosing any of that options, he fought him instead, which ensued the whole place being in a abrupt fight. He ended up going down unconscious, and while Arvio, Awen, and Leah were sitting outside waiting for anything to happen, we decided this is getting a little late. Arvio made a ascending spell call, found out that he is captured. So we decided that we as a group right now need to go get Grim and see what we can do, because 3 of us probably can't do very much. We don't know what's in there. We need somebody a little bit more. We need to have our whole group here. So Leah decided to straight up transform into an owl to fly back.
Again.
Awen tried to stop her because we need to be traveling in a group. And instead of
Arvio
stopping
just got
her,
left
he just
behind.
kind of grappled her and took off with her, leaving Arvio in an alley by himself in a shady part of town.
If only it was the first fucking
Yeah.
time that this shit happened.
During the aerial shenanigans was going on, Awen thought it would be a bright idea to go ahead and cast darkness on himself, which ensued.
Forgot about all this.
Which ensued Leah not knowing where to go, so she flew straight up. After a couple feet or so, Awen just dropped, just let go. Just Jesus take the wheel, fell down, and ended darkness, cast fly on himself, and landed back at the gate. And then began a short rest. Leah
Yeah, Grim,
eventually
they're
got
both
back
dead.
to
I
the
don't.
tavern.
They both killed themselves.
Leah eventually got back to the tavern, and I can't remember if it was the tavern owner or a couple of guards that she irritated because she was sitting on top of a roof screaming her head off in her owl form.
I believe at first she was just outside the door doing it, and like guards investigate it.
Oh,
And
that's
she
what it
went on the
was.
roof, and they were trying to find a ladder to get up there.
Yeah. Eventually, they got up on the roof. Leah decided to jump down in her owl form, hide, enter wild shape form, and just walk into the tavern to go talk to Grim. Grim, I don't remember if he woke up or not, or if he just stayed asleep. That's something I can't remember.
I think exactly what he did. Leah's like, "We need your help to go save Eric." It's like, that's a shame. And then he closed the door.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to sleep is what pretty much happened.
Goodbye. This shit again.
Switching back over to Awen and Arvio. Arvio eventually caught up to Awen, noticing that he's gonna be he's taking a short rest at the gate. Some RP happened. Arvio asked about what was going on with Awen's patron situation, and he told him that I have this book, and Arvio found out some information about what it looks like. I think you got information that you understand that it's a history tome of my family ancestry. You understood. You got a picture or glimpse of what the person is. You did do a roll check, and you do not know what a yokai is.
Yeah, I don't know what a kappa is. Yeah.
And I think we ended on the question that, well, if you wish to talk to him or see him, you can sign the book.
To which Arvio is like, "Oh yeah, this shit again."
Yeah. And then I can't remember if you decided not to or whatever
He
the case
didn't
was, but we
answer
decided to
you.
head back to
He-
the tavern, I believe.
He intentionally did not give you an answer as to yes or no.
Anybody have anything else they want to add?
Oh, Grim was naked while he was asleep.
Of course he fucking was.
I mean, that's a given at this point.
Is anybody surprised?
No.
I don't need divination to tell you that shit was gonna happen.
I mean, you saw me walk out full blown in my birthday suit.
Why you people like this? What? Who the fuck raised you? Because nobody raised me, and I still have this decency.
An elf and a human.
Oh, that fucking explains it, doesn't it? Actually, no, it doesn't. What the fuck was wrong with that? Put on some fucking clothes.
Man, I mean, wearing armor all day, I won't want anything on.
T-shirts. Shit. Nobody wants to see that.
All right, well, jumping into it, Auric, you awaken after a uncomfortable night's rest in this small little den. As you come to, you are laying on the straw that's been provided. Faint light streaming in through the bars, the doors that make up the entrance to your little cell. You kind of, again, look around, and it's just a cavern, cave-like little 15 by 10 foot room. As you stand up, the top of your head brushes the rocks, the ceiling in parts as it kind of fluctuates. You obviously have that stinking, smelling bucket. You have nothing on you other than just some clothes to keep you decent. As you're kind of just standing there thinking about what to do or taking in your surroundings, you actually hear a commotion coming from outside of your bars. As you look out to the left, you can tell there's kind of like a light source there, and to the right is where you hear all this commotion. Eventually, you watch as Marlowe steps up again for a human, not as tall as you, but fairly tall. Definitely seen some combat as he has a scar across his right side of his face. His eyeball's missing. He doesn't have it covered. It's just like a sunken cavity. You can see his fingers missing a few on each hand. And behind him is the orc female, as well as a few guards. And he kind of looks you up and down and, oh, I've heard you tried to have some words with your captors here. And he kind of motions back towards the orc and the two guards with her.
I just nod.
If you wish to die, you can just let us know. We can make money off of people watching you be murdered.
What makes you think you could murder me?
He kind of chuckles and says, I don't know what you think you will do. I mean, you are a bugbear. Maybe the issue is that you're a bit slow, but to put this in a way you can understand, you're a rabbit in a wolf's den. There's not a lot you can do in here. You have no hope of escape.
We shall see. I have powerful friends.
He chuckles and, well, if they wish to come and gamble on your fights, they're more than welcome to. Speaking of, I have something to show you. You wish to join me?
Why would I want to join you?
Nah, I'm just offering you an act of kindness to show you something. If you wish to stay in this smelly pit, you can. You know, if you become a decent champion for me, there's benefits that come with that.
I have no desire to kill for you. But I'll go with you. For the
All right. Go ahead and turn around and back up to the bars.
I will do so.
All right. As you back up to the bars, you hear commotion behind you as his voice gets a little fainter. You can obviously tell he's stepping away from you, and he's saying, put the shackles on him. And you can hear a couple more footsteps like move up, and they try to grab your arms and like pull them behind you and start trying to shackle you. You allow it?
Yeah. Not really anything I can do at the moment.
All right. Well, you get shackled up, and they turn around. All done, sir. He's ain't gonna be any problem. And you hear him chuckle again, and he steps up, and you can kind of hear keys come out, and he unlocks it. As you turn around, and you can interject at any time, but I'll assume you go with him.
Yeah.
All right. So he leads you out, and you see this pretty long corridor. It looks like it was carved out by hand. It doesn't look very natural. It's a little taller than the cell you were in. And he just starts leading you down the hallway. You're at the very end of it, at the dead end. Immediately across from you was another cell. And as you go down, you pass by two more cells, one on the left, one on the right. As you catch glimpses into these, you see one of them's holding a very tall, slender, green-skinned like creature you've never seen before. Almost has elven features to you, but it just looks very odd. In the other cell, you see, obviously, you would know what it is. Lizard folk, and then you can continue past that. Again, to your left and right, you pass two more cells. You look into one and see what you know to be a hobgoblin female. She's just kind of sitting there meditating. You look in the other direction, you see what looks to be maybe a dragonborn. You're not exactly sure, but they're locked up. And again, you continue onwards and you pass two more cells, and left and right, you see what looks to be a bird man. Go ahead and give me a history check if you want. In the other cell, you see a male orc who seems to have a more lavish cell. The bird folk you would know to be Aarakocra. But eventually, you're led up to this area where it kind of forks off, and here you see some more guards kind of standing in front of a gate directly in front of you. And by the gate, there's a rack with a bunch of weapons on it, and off to the right, there's a slope that just goes up, and this is where he takes you. And it goes up, and
I
it
would
just
like to make a strength check on the shackles.
all right. Go for it.
Is it just a straight strength?
If you want, you can do athletics.
Doesn't matter either way. Yeah.
All right, so as you're walking down and you kind of stop and you flex your muscles and you're pulling really hard trying to break them, and then all of a sudden you get a sharp jab in the back as the female orc says, "Keep moving, bugbear. Don't try anything funny." You keep falling after him.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, so you start heading up this tunnel that's curving, and Marlo kind of like stops and looks back as this altercation happens, and he just flashes you a grin. And eventually he walks up to another gate at the top of this tunnel, and he kind of knocks on it and says, "You want to open the gates? We got a MVP here, or VIP. Gonna come enjoy this morning show." And you see this figure step out, and he pulls out a key, just a single key, and he unlocks the gate. As you step out of this tunnel, directly in front of you, there's a pit that drops down into the ground, and the edges of it are just lined with spikes. Obviously, you saw it that one day. Down in the bottom of it, you can see that there's sand down there, blood, broken weapons and shield, and pieces of armor just scattered everywhere. But he takes you to the right, and he kind of circles this U shape around this pit, and eventually brings you over to the VIP area, which has a bunch of tables and stools and his little quote-unquote throne. He goes up and he sits down in his chair overlooking the pit, and he turns and says, "Would you like to have a seat? I can have him grab a stool for you."
I just nod.
Turns around and says to one of the bandits sitting at a table, "You be so kind to get our friend here something to sit on." And they get up and they're, "Yes, sir." And a couple seconds later, they bring over a stool for you to sit down on.
I will sit down on it.
I said, "Oh, well, very well. Pretty soon we should have some people gathering." And he claps his hands and bring out this morning's contestants. And he turns and looks back at you. "Let them stretch and warm up. You know, only polite thing to do." And you kind of, as you sit there taking this in, you do notice that the tunnel you walked in, you can see it from where you are. Slowly, there are people starting to trickle in through it. You notice that the orc female has taken up her guard again, standing kind of in the area where you get into the VIP room. Just making sure nobody gets by. People are coming out from a doorway back behind you. no idea what's back there, but they're slowly like starting to come out and sit at the tables. And you hear down in the pit below you some commotion. And eventually, you see the guards that were standing there as you were led up here eventually come out, pulling on chains, and they lead out the Aarakocra you saw. And as they come out and they get into the center of the pit, you notice that their wings have been chopped off. All that's there is just like this bloody little stump in the back. And then eventually they drag out another bird-like figure. Must have been in the cell opposite of you, as you did not see this as you were leaving. And kind of stands there, and I would go off your past history check. You know this to be a Kenku. And Marlowe turns and he smiles and said, these two despise each other. Not them in particular, but their races hate each other. Be a fun one to watch. And he turns and he orders them to take off their shackles and chains. And that is where we will leave with you as RVO, Awin, I guess, not here, Leah. You guys are hanging down in the tavern, right?
Yep.
I think Leah went into her room. And then I mean, at this point, I'm just gonna say we're waiting until everybody takes a long rest at this point. So,
More or
Well,
less.
we will go ahead and jump to the morning. That's what Ulrich is right now in the timeline. So if you guys all want to take long rests and all that stuff, whatever you can do at your class.
Okay. Sorry, I got good points. Moving on.
does the fighting pit stretches look like this?
Oh, for fuck's sake. Probably. I hope so. What is this shit?
Not loading for me.
Oh, damn.
Oh, you probably are glad it's not.
Considering the shit posted earlier, nah, I would not think that would be the case.
Well, as morning comes around, Grim, Arvio, Awin, what would you all like to do?
I think I'll be able to grab a coffee before I go in to save his ass.
Yep, go get dressed, go down and get something to eat, figure out where everyone's at, and then get ready.
I try my best to mimic food and drink to the barkeep. Because I remember, I guess this guy can't read.
All right, you go down, and he's like, good morning to you.
Just wait.
Anything I can help you with today?
I mimic food.
You,
Like, like basically I have something in my hand and I do like a biting motion, and then something that I'm holding like a mug and drinking.
are we playing charades? I love this game. How many words is it?
Can I help him?
Sure.
I was like, he wants food and drink.
I just point at Arvio and just nod.
I was hoping that we would get to play. Oh well.
I say something and I guess he can't hear me.
Yeah, your lips just move, and he tilts his head to the side and says, "Well, food and drink it is. Be right back." You guys see Leah kind of just sitting over there, since should be joining soon. They'll tag along.
In a corner.
She-
to load in.
She's just kind of sitting there, staring blankly down at the table, picking at a bowl with her fork. Grim, you've also joined at this point.
Yep, takes a little bit to get my armor back on. And now I'll go up to the barkeep and ask for some something to eat as well.
All right, as you walk up to him, he's like, morning. Hey, you want to play a game of charades?
Not now. Could I get some food, please?
You guys are a bunch of, whatever. Yeah, I'll be back.
Thank you.
He disappears. Eventually he comes out and he gives you all 3 bowls and some cups.
I'll pay for it. How much is
All
it
right.
again?
Well, we will go ahead and do lifestyle expenses. So you
Alright.
can just, for the whole day, 2 silver pieces is going to cover food, drink, and stay.
Sounds good.
All right, that's a thing.
Okay.
That's how I've been trying to do it.
So you guys are all 4 gathered. Leah seems a little distracted, but 3 of you can talk if you wish.
2 of us can talk. I know, right? Oh God, I love being me. But so long story short, Eric, just to refresh, Eric did the only thing short of directly walking into the cage himself after putting on the shackles.
And you let him go?
Write down. Somehow we split up. I wasn't with them at the time.
Didn't I tell you guys to go to
One, he
bed? We
doesn't
deal with this
listen to
later.
me. Yeah, dude, he doesn't listen to me. 2, do you think I can physically stop him? Like, look at me.
He was listening to me until recently.
Yeah. But...
You could stop him. At least try. I tried stopping a bird last night.
You tried stopping a bird that you were riding on top of, that then you decided to cast darkness also, right before you kamikaze off of said bird, also known as Leah, and I still don't know how you lived.
Magic bitch.
Shut the fuck up about magic, bitch. Anyway. So yeah,
So what now? So what actually happened?
okay, so what happened was he got a note, said to go to this location, and we decided to go over there to scout it out. As I was walking, me and Leah were walking across the street to kind of, scope it out a little bit. Our dumbasses turn around and he's already walking into the fucking store. And after that, he just didn't come back out. So fucking,
So you don't know anything after that.
Nope.
Write down. Didn't you cast sending last time to him?
Oh yeah, he said he was totally captured. So that's true. Thank you for reminding me. Totally captured. In a cage. Like a dumbass.
I guess we can try to go talk to the leader and see what's up.
I mean, worst comes to worst, we kick the shit out of a bunch of people and steal their money.
Yeah, that being in their den or wherever is not a good idea, but
Well,
I guess
see,
we
here's
can
the
try
thing,
to talk.
though, because I totally think that Eric would go in and do that. You see, here's the thing that's different between us and Eric, is that we are more than one person, and we have more than 2 brain cells to rub together. but that's also final solution. No pun intended.
I hear
I'm-
flames burning over there.
I
You
just,
alright?
I just giving you a blank stare, basically at this point.
But that's final solution. Although you have a good idea with at least trying the pacifist route.
Just write down.
Because they want him for a fight, we can always try to win him somehow too. That's
I
another
agree.
resort.
With Grim.
I
We
hope
can
that
always
it is.
do the diplomatic route.
Yeah, I hope if it's like a weird fight thing, they don't have an anti-magic arena, because that would be a bitch.
Because if anything too, I hate to say it, but I could fight.
I could actually probably help you in that, and in a way that people can't tell.
Well, I did some fighting in Torrid, even though they didn't really fight back.
I mean, all I'm
Yeah.
gonna say is that I tend to get visions, and if you are going to be fighting today, I've seen some optimistic visions. So there's quite a bit there that'll go in your favor,
Excuse me.
unsurprisingly. So yeah, we're kind of burning daylight now at this point, and
I guess we tried to set up a meeting with the. What's his name? Do we even know his name again?
no, we don't. Thieves Guild, the fuckery.
Did they say it before?
We do.
I can't
It's been a
remember.
month. It's been. I'm sorry. It's been.
I'm looking through my notes.
Gut check.
or-
So Dick, did they say when they attacked us the first time about their leader's name?
You can give me an intelligence check, see if your character remembers, because
Yeah,
you were
that's-
given a name.
Yeah,
I will try to do an intelligence check. If
I'm
that's
just
okay.
making sure so I'm not just like
Yeah,
metagaming.
anybody who wants to.
Not today, fellas.
Intelligence roll or saving through?
Uh,
A roll.
Okay.
here.
Marlowe.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, so we have to go find Marlowe. I believe that's
Oh.
his name. Because I have it written down right here.
Yeah, I have it written down as well. Or right down. Did you say Marlo or Mario?
Mario. It's Marlowe.
Ooh.
I guess we can try to meet where they met to see if we can see him there, because that's really the only lead that we got, right?
I'll write down. Every time I say something, just gonna be in character at this point.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
Yeah.
Arvio, why don't you send a sending spell to contact Ulrich?
To contact Marlo, like.
Or contact Marlowe because you did see him in the tavern one time.
Oh right, was he the big? I forget what he looks like. So it's like, what did this guy look like? I'm sorry, it's been a while.
Very tall, muscular human. Kind of tan skin, long black hair, scar across his face, across the left side, missing his left eye, and you notice that he was also missing a couple fingers on each hand.
Okay, fingerless, eyeless. Okay, cool. Tan, big, muscular, long hair. Left side of his face was fucked up and missing a couple of chicken fingers. Got it. Okay, one moment. I'm gonna call up Eric. Hey, Eric, don't be dead. Also, if you could contact Marlo and tell him your friends want to meet him, that'd be great. Also, don't be stupid. You can't. And just cuts off. Respond to this message. He probably got that.
Ulrich, some time has passed. Not a whole lot, but you are still sitting here on this small stool. It is actually now quite crowded in here as the first fight has begun. And you're sitting there watching this Aarakocra and this Kenku fighting. They were given no weapons, so they've had to pick up what broken objects they could find on the ground, and they're currently going at it. As you're sitting there watching this grossly sight that's kind of causing you a little moral qualms because of your religious background, you all of a sudden hear in your head what Arvio just said.
So I won't respond to Arvio, but I'm going to lean over to Morrow and say, don't be stupid. My friends want to meet.
He turns and looks at you, and he kind of, with his one good eye, squints. Well, his only eye, squints at you, and what do you mean?
I just got a message that they want to meet you, and don't be stupid.
Well, I already have what I wanted. Why should I meet with them?
Well, to not be stupid.
He just nods his head and says,
It would be stupid to ignore them.
Sure. And he turns and he looks back at one of the folks behind him, and he motions to him, and they come over, and he just leans over and starts whispering something to him. And you watch as they have this back and forth, and eventually that person stands up and walks off. And as he goes, he calls a couple others. He goes over to a couple others who get up and follow him, and you watch them disappear up the tunnel. That's the entrance to this place. You are still able to respond to Arvio if you wish.
then I'll say back to Arvio, looks like he's sending some people to talk. He's not being stupid.
Fuck does he mean? Okay. He said he's sending some people to talk, which probably means assault us in an alleyway, and he's not being stupid. I'm not sure where that came from. That one's a little bit up in the air. So, my best idea, considering the nature of these fellas and how aggressive they are, is to get into a fortified position and wait them and see if they can find us. Well, then they won't find us. That's a problem. Where do you want to meet these
I
guys?
think we should just start following where that note told us to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can always just talk to the people and see if we can set up a meeting with him. If things turn south, there's another way to get around. I have an idea.
That being?
Go to the fucking town guard. Apparently
Yeah.
they're looking for this guy. They know that he's a criminal.
Now, I know this seems a little bit out of character for me, but why didn't we do that before we did all this extra bullshit? Is it because we're adventurers? I think it might be because we're adventurers.
I mean, they did just kill a lot of innocent people, and we were there to witness it.
And we exactly know where apparently we're supposed to meet at. Where they're at.
I say we have that down our sleeve.
Well, alright, cool. Now let's just hope that the other guys don't figure that out.
Well, you've met the guard, and you can talk to him, can't you? Secretly.
Sure. I could get a guard.
I would say, let's see what happens first before we go to authorities about this.
See how we can win him out, or bust him out, or if we need help.
But for some reason, I have a feeling the guards might not help.
Probably an undertake. If it is at any
And
Oh,
we can
with
see
my
how big it
intervention,
is. And we can see how many people he has down there if we can't take them all, you know what I mean? They were pretty easy in the alleyway.
to you.
10 people?
I don't know, but we should get going.
Yep.
And then we tell Leia to come on.
Yeah. She gets up and starts following.
Ooh.
Alright. Question. Who's gonna be piloting Leia if she's not here? Or if he's not here?
He should be here any minute.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
just
that's
far-
why I'm
or
kind
just
of trying to
far.
our roleplay and get us through for him to be here.
All right.
Sorry about
so
that.
You all get up and steel yourselves for what's to come and make your way across the tavern. I think something that wasn't recounted in the telling of what happened was the event that happened the day before. So tavern's still a little empty. As you guys make your way out the door and down the steps, you find that the street is still empty, and you notice that life as it has been, which you usually step out and it's like very busy, very bustling around here,
Oh yeah. That's...
is very slow, and you can see that there's kind of guards just stationed all over the place out here, and there seems to be a group with what appears to be pretty prominent figure leading them, marching down some docks, and they stop and they talk to somebody before they walk up the, I believe it's called the gangplank, onto the ship, and they disappear. As you guys remember, the day before the large explosion that basically caused a small tsunami, seems that this entire place is on lockdown somewhat.
All right, the sea exploded. That's a thing that happened.
As you guys start making your way into the city, remembering how you got there last time, so no rolls need to be made.
Oh,
We'll go ahead and take a break as you all catch Leah up and I use the bathroom real quick.
Yeah, same beer.
hello.
Okay, so let me
So-
give you the fucking skinny.
You're dead.
I killed you, and I'm wearing your skin. No. So what we're doing right now is we woke up in the morning, so we took a long rest. What it came down to is Arvio contacted Eric, about meeting with the guy. And he basically told us, "Oh yeah, he's sending people to meet you. And also he won't be stupid." And that's what you've gleaned as we are walking down back to the shop where he last.
Before that, Ulrich was taken out of his cell, and he saw all these gladiators, so to speak, and was taken to watch it fight between. No one was an Urkakra, and there was another one. I can't remember what that was. But as he was watching this fight, Arvio sent a message, and Ulrich told the guy that before the message came out, I have powerful friends that will probably be coming down to help me and get me out of here. Okay? Some time goes by, Arvia sends this message, and he replies, "My friends wish to meet, don't be stupid."
And over here, I'm just going.
So he returned and was talking to a person. Some conversation went back and forth, and then he left along with a few other guys down the tunnel. Now we're leaving the tavern, and we noticed a bunch of guards and stuff like that.
He didn't leave with the guys.
No, he
The guy
didn't.
was sitting with
No,
me.
no. The guy that he was talking to left
Oh,
with a bunch of
okay.
guys.
Yeah, that is true.
We left the tavern. We noticed that the town is a lot more slowed down, somewhat in a lockdowns scenario because of what happened the day before, which was the tsunami explosion off on the coast.
Uh-huh.
And so we're noticing a lot more guard activity. Before we left, we talked about we're gonna go the diplomatic route and see if we can free Ulrich through conversation, whether we fight to win him out or
Yeah, I was like, diplomatic, us, really?
yeah. So
Oh dear.
that's Awen agrees with Grim doing
Oh.
the diplomatic route.
Yeah, probably after meeting back with you, Awen. But yeah, I would probably sarcastically ask, could you please not try and kill me next time when I'm mid-flight? Thank you.
Just look at you
I'm
with
back.
a cold dead stare.
Means he's gonna murder you, Leah.
It works out because I'm back too. So now that you are caught up, Leah,
Yeah.
you guys make your way through the city as you get further and further away from the docks. You're walking down these cobblestone streets. These buildings are 2 or 3 stories tall, depending on what type of building they are. You make your way out to the main thoroughfare and through the gates, pushing your way through the crowds. All right, as you guys pass out the gates, cobblestones kind of quickly come to an end, and you find yourselves on this dirt, muddy like street with a bunch of ruts in it from all the wagon wheels that obviously come through here a lot. You see people passing in and out. As you make your way out into this part of town, you quickly realize the lack of guards, and these buildings are all 1 story with occasional 2 stories, and they look very old and very decrepit, made out of wood. You guys wind your way through the streets, avoiding alleys that are kind of dark and have what look to be suspicious people standing in them, before you find yourself standing across the streets, down the streets at a distance from the dog's last tear.
Perception check to see if we see anybody outside that look like the same people we fought before.
I will have to do this thing.
All right, go ahead and give me a roll.
7.
RVO's helping you, right?
He rolled his own.
I rolled my
Oh,
own
okay.
hand.
You're looking around, Awen, and you really don't see anything. RVO, as you start looking around, you don't see anybody, but you do notice that one of the curtains in the window in the front of the dog's last hair is kind of just waving side to side.
Is that to indicate that there's no glass in the window and the wind is moving it, or that somebody had just...
No, there's glass there, and the curtain's behind it, and it's just slightly one corner of it's like waving side to side.
I think they know we're coming.
I sure hope that's the point, right? You said
You
Yeah.
think?
Don't be sarcastic. They just had one of the scouts on the windows go and notify somebody.
we're gonna go in or stand here.
As you're standing there having this conversation, all of a sudden you hear a bunch of yelling as a group of kids just burst out of this alleyway and slam into you. And they stand up and they kind of look at you guys with fear in their eyes. And they're like, we're sorry, sir. And they turn, they just start running down the road.
You
in
gonna check
mad
for my
sprint.
coin
I
purse?
I
checked
checked
my
my
pocket.
Yeah,
fucking pocket.
check everything.
All right, go ahead and everybody.
I will choke a child.
I guess you don't need to roll. RVO,
Yeah.
check. It's there. Grim, it's there. Leah, you're checking, right?
Uh-huh.
It's there. Awen, your hand goes down to your side, and there's nothing there.
What did I lose?
Coin pouch.
I
They're getting
Chase
further
after
and further away.
I chase after those
Um,
kids.
Question: how far are they from us right now?
You guys take a couple seconds to check. They're 300 feet from you. They're like mad dash sprinting away.
Oh,
Wow,
I'm-
those are some fast
I'm
fucking
running
kids.
after them. I don't even say anything. I just run.
The angry mute leaves us again.
You would probably notice Awood goes down, check, realizes it runs after those kids.
We need to stick
well,
together.
Yeah,
Sadly, I can't wrangle them there too far.
yeah, that is. They got really tiny legs. Did they just? They like wow. They like disappeared. That was
Well,
crazy.
I start sprinting after him. You know,
Oh,
we're
there
not just
they
standing
go.
here.
All right, you two turn and you start running. Leah, RVO.
I'll stay with Argo, I guess, if he's not running.
Okay,
many
Leah,
kids are there?
Leah, run with me. The kids are probably gonna split up, and they're not gonna know
Oh.
which one has the wallet. And it's a classic tactic. So I'm just. How many wild shapes do you
Should
have?
I? Yeah. Well, we had the rest, so I could do 2. Do you want me to turn into one?
That would be great, actually.
What do you want?
Owl?
Oh,
You seem
okay.
to like the owl.
Oh, I do. I don't know. Like, I don't want to scare people around though. So okay. Oh, it is. Boom.
Don't like snap it. Okay, you've done it. Okay, cool. I'm gonna just get on. Yeah.
Let's fly.
All right, Awen and Grim. I need from you guys to give me athletics or acrobats. You can decide as you two just turn and start dashing after them.
Are you shitting me? Alright.
All right. So RVO, Leah, you guys are standing there having that little conversation as you just see Awen take off, and then Grim just starts sprinting. Grim is actually catching up to the kids, leaving Awen behind as they're just a mad dash. Grim, being that you're wearing heavy armor, you're making a lot of commotion as you watch one of the kids turn back, and then he turns and yells out, "They're after us!" And you can see several of the other kids look back, and you watch as they all scatter, all 5 of them, in different directions. What do you wish to do, Grim?
Well, I'm gonna go after the one that yelled at us, saying that they're after us. I'll focus on him.
All right, he ducked into an alleyway to the left. So you run and you turn and you start running down the alleyway after this kid. Awen, and you are running. The kids are getting away from you, but you're still chasing them. What would you like to do as you watch all 5 of them split up? You see Grim going to the left, chasing one of them.
Was there any way I can pinpoint my coin purse out of one of them?
Give me a perception check.
14.
As you're kind of running after them, you're trying to look hard at them. You can't really see anything that would tell you which one has your coin purse.
Okay. Really shouldn't split up.
That's why we got a bird's eye view on all y'all.
Okay, I'm gonna do a stupid. I can get away though, but I'm gonna do a stupid. I'm gonna go after a different kid.
All right, you're gonna go after a kid 2, 3, 4, or 5.
I'll go after 2.
All right, 2 is running straight forward. He's continuing down the little street here. Leah, with RVO on your back, you watch as Grim and Awen a little bit ahead of you as you turn into the bird and RVO jumps on. What would you all like to do now?
I would look at who is Grim and Awen chasing, and I would go after someone else, and I would preferably just try and scoop him from the ground.
All right.
Leah, just to let you know, Leah, we're not really up here to make sure he gets his money back. We're up here to make sure we have a bird's eye view on what's going on.
Too late.
Oh, well, I guess we're dive bombing a child. Why am I here?
Sorry, it's just the predatory instincts. I'm in hunting mode.
Do not eat the child. I have a stick.
All right, so in your giant owl form, you take off. They're ahead of you by a little bit, but you're flying, sprinting, using your action to get that extra distance. You do not manage to catch up to any of them, but you do notice one of them turn off to the right, and you lock eyes onto him, and he's the one you are going after. So with that, go ahead and Awen and Grim. Either athletics or acrobats as you guys keep chasing them. All right, Grim, you are just sprinting after this kid, catching up, gaining ground on him. He is still ahead of you a little bit. He turns back and looks over and lets out a little bit of a yell, and you watch as he dodges again to the left, and you come around the corner, sliding a bit. Just continue after him. If you get a couple more rolls like that, you might catch up to him. Awen, the one you're chasing, you are now starting to gain ground back onto him. You're still going. He's just head down, just hoofing it. He takes a right and then a left down the street, and you're just keeping on his tail. There's a point where you come and you have to kind of stop and look, and you can see his little figure just dart down the left to the road, and that's how you continue following after him. At this point, Leah, you are going after the one, and you notice that they kind of running and they stop and they look behind them, and then they just stop and they sit down, and all of a sudden you just come swooping down. Then you're just going to try to grab them? All right, go ahead and give me an athletics check.
Athletics. I use owls because Leah's is absolutely trash. So that will be +1. God damn it.
So you drop the child.
As you swoop down, your wings obviously making noise as flapping. The child turns and with a panicked gasp, rolls out of the way as you kind of just slam your feet into the ground and come up, and you're clutching nothing but mud. And you turn and you look back, you see the kid running in the opposite direction, yelling at the top of his lungs.
I quickly look at Arvio, kind of expecting him to do something about it.
In my head, I just see the fucking owl head do a 180, and I go,
Uh-huh.
You know, we're supposed to be keeping a bird's eye view of everybody, and not. I repeat myself. The money
Reaching
was-
at you. Oh.
We're trying to keep from splitting the party, not assault children.
You see a disappointed owl expression.
Why are you looking at me like you're disappointed that you're not attacking children? Well, don't respond. Get Sky High, and let's make sure we
Okay,
keep an eye on
fine.
the other two. Thank you.
Fine.
All right, Grim, Awen, go ahead and give me again athletics or acrobats. All right, Grim, as you're chasing this kid, starting to huff and puff as he's giving you the sprint of your life, he turns down another street. You run out, and people are definitely stopping, and they're like watching you as you guys go by, not getting involved. But you can see that starting to take notice, but you just keep going after him, and he turns down left and he starts heading down this alleyway, and this one's just littered with like crates and barrels and stuff, and you watch as he's jumping over them. He stumbles a couple times, and you just come through and just like, linebacker, just barreling your way through, busting them, and you just keep after this kid.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm
Cool.
yelling, thief, if you have the coin purse, you better stop it. If you don't, you better tell me who does.
But you're really close to this kid. You're definitely catching up. Not within finger's grasp right now, but you have another roll like that, and he will be in your hands. Awen, making up for the loss that you had at the beginning. You're catching up to this kid, opposed to Grim, who is being very brute and forceful through running through things, as the kid like tries to dodge around stuff, and he's taking you down the main street, running by little market stalls and stuff. You're just running, sliding across them, rolling, having no issue catching up with this kid. Leah, as you start flying higher and higher into the sky, you and Arvio, you guys trying to scout out the group?
Yep.
All right, go ahead and both give me perception checks.
So glad I took proficiency in that.
Leah, as you kind of looking around with your owl eyes, you don't catch anything. Arvio, as you're looking around, all of a sudden you just see this very faint flash of lights, and as you focus in on it, you can see Grim and his heavy armor just kind of like running down the alleyway. They're pretty far from you now, but you can make out it's him.
And can I see Awen?
You do not.
Check out that glimmer over there. That's Grim. I don't have eyes on Awen.
As Arvio points shining metallic Grim out to you, you turn and you can easily make him out too.
Yeah, I'll start flying slowly towards, Grim.
I'll continue looking for Awen with his significantly less shiny armor. Honestly, the fact that Grim's armor is still shiny is a testament to how well he keeps that shit. That should not be that shiny after the shit we have been.
Well, I get it mud shined.
Something like that.
I would assume a wannabe knight would probably polish his armor, but I could be
Yes,
incorrect
I would.
in that. But Grim and Awen, go ahead and give me a couple more checks.
Here's when it flubs. Oh, never mind.
Nope.
All right, Grim, you're just running, chasing this kid down, and eventually he turns and he starts to head down this alleyway, and you kind of run in and you crash into the side of the building, and you can hear splintering of the wood, and then kid's just right there, and you just lurch forward, football tackle the kid around the waist, and bring him to the ground into the mud. Suddenly, as you're holding him down, he just starts screaming, "Help! Help!"
I'll pick him up and just hold him by the wrist and be like, saying, "Little thief, where's your friends if you don't have the coin purse?"
He screams out, "Help! Kidnapper! He's kidnapping me! Help!" You notice a couple of the doors, like back doors to the alleyway, kind of open up, and you can see heads starting to peek out at you.
And I'll just scream, "He's a little thief. Him and his friends are little thieves."
All right, anything else you do?
No.
All right, he is going to try to get away from you. So are you going to try to hold on to him?
Yep, I'm going to try to hold on to his wrist.
All right, and you give me a athletics check then. All right, he's starting to try to yank away from you, and he's just yelling, "Kidnapper! He's trying to take me! He's trying to abduct me!" And at this point, you notice like a couple of the adults have like stepped out of their doorways, apparently brandishing something in their hands, and they're just kind of staring at you. But we'll come back to you in a second. Awen, you're catching up with your child that you're chasing. Still a little bit ahead of you, though. So next round, if you make a good roll, you might catch him. Leah, Arvio, you guys go ahead and give me rolls if you want to keep looking.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Oh, I can't believe you did not turn into a Spider-Man there, because I just saw what your fucking label was. And he's just like, "Yeah!" And he's like, "What the fuck?" You're just singing in your head, "Do do 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 do."
As you guys slowly make your way through the air over towards Grim, who you can now see has stopped. You can't really tell what's happening at this point. He's just kind of a shimmering object in the distance. But as you try to look around for Arvio, you see no sign of him.
He's on top of Leah.
Probably why they can't find me. Honestly.
Probably. As you look for Awen, you can't make any sign of him.
Where did
All
the
right.
kid take me? Jesus.
Into the next continent, the way that they're moving.
These are big city streets.
Oh, yeah.
We're like way over here now.
You're back in Torrid. How the fuck did
Uh,
you get
It's more like you're probably down in that area somewhere.
Yeah. I'm not even paying attention to where I'm at. I'm just chasing this kid.
All right. Awen, go ahead. Give me acrobatics.
I just realized something.
What did you realize?
One, I'm mute, and probably these kids can't read.
All right, Grim, as you're standing there, this kid screaming at the top of his lungs, eventually a couple of these commoners step up, and one of them's like, "What are you doing with the child?"
One of his group members stole one of our corn purses. If I was going to steal him, I wouldn't be standing here now, would I?
A lot of stuff that goes on in this part of town. What do you need with a kid?
Maybe they shouldn't steal our gold.
Maybe you should get the guards. Or we could do that for you.
Yeah, I'll hold on to the kid because one of the 5 kids that tried to steal our stuff, one has it.
I tell you what, I'll hold on to the kid because you're nobody to me, and I see a giant grown man trying to muscle his way onto a kid.
All I'm here is holding his wrist, and I don't know you either. We can go grab the guard together. And you can have hold the kid. But I want to know who has our coin purse.
Did you say he could hold on to the kid? I didn't get
Yes.
that.
Yes, I said
Okay.
we can go together and he can hold on to the kid. But you guys aren't leaving my sight.
Hand out. He holds his hand out to the kid.
And I won't let go until he grabs it onto him. Onto the kid.
Acting a little fishy here, aren't you?
No, I just don't want to have to rechase him.
He sits there and he kind of looks at you and he looks at the kid. I'm not going to ask you again. Let the kid go and we can go get the guards.
He is free to go if you hold on to him and go get him.
Can I
Question?
take this scene a little bit? Is
Yeah.
this man, random peasant guy, talking to the guy that is fully suited up in fucking metal armor and trying to talk shit?
Yes, the guy of a
Yes.
group of people who stepped out of their buildings respectively
It's a group of people.
and saw this one singular guy holding a kid who's saying, "Help me, I'm trying to be abducted," has decided to be the hero and step up and say, "Give me the kid's hand. We'll go talk to the guards."
Fuck him up.
I mean, I'm trying to give him the guy's hand. It's just the kid's not wanting him to grab it from him either. That's the problem.
Oh, he's holding your hand out, so you
Yeah.
hand the kid to him.
Yeah.
All right, he will take the kid and he will pull him back in between him and the other people, and he'll say, "Start walking that way. We'll follow behind."
Okay. I'll continue to do it. Keep an eye out on him.
All right, they follow you. So you guys make your way to the streets.
Yep.
Okay, you guys are walking down the streets. Eventually, you come to a guard, and they kind of, as you guys are walking up, he's like, "Guard, you got somebody here trying to kidnap kids." The guard kind of turns and looks. With that, Awen.
Yeah.
You're running, and this kid kind of like tries to duck behind some stuff. And as he does so, you manage to slide your way into where he is, and you grab onto his ankle and you bring him face down into the ground. And again, same scenario. He just spins right over onto his back, trying to yank his ankle out, and he starts screaming, "Help, kidnapper, kidnapper."
All right. Where am I at? Am I in the middle of the street or in an alleyway?
You're in a street, but he kind of like, he was trying to be sly and duck behind some stalls, and you followed behind, and that's where you grab him. So you're in the street, but you're behind a bunch of stuff.
Okay. I'm pinning him down to the ground. Right?
All right, then you go ahead and give me a grapple.
No, I was just asking, am I pinning him down to the ground?
Oh, at this point, you're holding on to his ankle, and he's trying to yank away from you.
Is he looking right at me?
No, he's just thrashing about. He makes no eye contact with you whatsoever.
Can't even speak. I'm gonna let go. Let go of the kid.
All right, you let go, and he just jumps up and he starts running again.
I cast fly and I fly up in the air and follow him.
Alrighty. Awen or Arvio, Leah, you guys are still slowly approaching Grim. And you notice as he's standing kind of in this alleyway, something going on between him and this kid. Eventually you can hear yelling coming from over there. You can't make out what the kid's saying, but you all watch as like a couple doors open, people poke their heads out. Eventually a group of people like start coming out into the alleyway, and they approach Grim. After a moment of some kind of conversation, you would assume, you watch as Grim hands a child over to one of these people of the group, and they all start walking back towards the streets. You guys still trying to find Awen?
I mean, unless Arvio says
I'm
something,
still
I'll be just following and observing the situation. What's
Same.
going on?
Scanning. We're scanning.
All right, go ahead and give me perception checks.
fuckity. Fuck double fuckity.
As you guys are sitting there, kind of like watching what's going on with Grim, noticing like this mob of people kind of interact with him and they start walking off together. You guys start looking around, and all of a sudden you notice this kind of distant figure. Can't really make out who they are, just start rising above the rest of the buildings.
I load a crossbow bolt just in case. If he starts coming towards me, I'm just gonna be like, and we're having target practice. Unless it's like Awen, in which case it's like a 50-50 chance I'll shoot him. We'll continue to observe, and Arville will be like, if it looks like Grim is getting into trouble, we're going to need to land. Because it looks like it's a bunch of angry commoners. Honestly, at this point, they're our worst enemy.
Yep.
Considering how much trouble they are.
And Leah turns her head and looks at you and gives you an owl wink, and then turns back and looks at Grim.
Is it harder to fly when you look back at me like that? I feel like it is.
Not if I don't have to turn left or right.
Do you want to see something stupid? Twists its head around and then crashes right to him.
As you lot are out having your wonderful adventures, Auric, are you still here?
I am.
All right. You are still sitting here watching these two fight. As you watch, the Arakakra will eventually bring the Kenku down to the ground and has what looks to be maybe a handle of an axe or something. You can't really tell, but you do notice it comes to a long, sharp point, and the Arakakra just takes it and shoves it in the Kenku's neck, and you watch as all of a sudden the Kenku just starts squirming, and then slowly just his movements fade until he's just laying there in a pool of blood. And you watch as Marlowe just stands up and starts clapping, and the crowd in here that's gathered starts cheering. And he takes some food and he throws it on the ground. And it looks like maybe a ham leg or something. And you just watch as the Arakakra goes over and just picks it up and starts devouring it. And he yells out, and the room falls silent. And he says, "You can take this one back to his holding room. Give the champion the best of wine for tonight." He turns and looks at you and says, "Have you seen enough, or would you like to watch some more?"
So as he turns and says that, my head is bowed, my eyes are closed, and I'm muttering to myself as I am praying. And I do not respond to him.
Right. He gives you a nudge in the shoulder and says, "Koi, I like it. I'll take your silence as return to your cell if you wish."
And I just
All right. He turns around and says, "All right, Bugbear's apparently had enough. Let's get him back." And you kind of feel as a few arms, kind of like there are a few hands, put themselves under your arms, under your armpits, and they start trying to hoist you up.
Well, they're going to have to basically drag me. I'm going to be dead weight as I continue. Have my head bowed and just praying, just muttering to.
All right. As they're trying to get you to stand up, you don't. He kind of lets out a sigh. Marlowe does, and he calls for more people. There is definitely enough people here that after a while, they basically just haul you away. You try to resist as they do so.
I'm just dead weight.
All right. It is very difficult, you being a lengthy, giant, tall bugbear, but they get you around. They take you down the ramp, back through the cells, and eventually they just drop you on top of the hay in the floor that you use as a bed, and you can hear the doors close behind you. And here you sit for a little while. You can hear stuff coming from down the hall, but nobody comes and talks to you. Is there anything you wish to do in this time that you're here alone?
Just gonna continue to pray.
All right.
Praying for Evita to save.
Give me 1 second.
Mhm.
We
I
can't
believe-
find my coin purse. This kid's made out with like a bandit, by the way.
How much money did you have?
1100.
All right. I'm sorry about that. So, Graham, you're standing there as they walk up, and the guard kind of gives an odd look, and he's like, "What's the meaning of all this?" And one of the peasants, the mad villagers, yells out, this one had the kid in the alleyway trying to do something with him."
Sir, one of these 5 kids stole one of my group's coin purse. I apprehended him to come see you guys, but the kid started saying I was kidnapping him, which is false. All we want is
I only
the
see
coin
one
point.
kid here.
Yes, because they scattered. But it's one of the 5. And we didn't want them all to get away, so we didn't have any suspects. I have no ill will towards this child. I have not hurt him. And he's not in my custody, as you see. I don't have him. We just want our money back.
He did. Look at this. And you see the kid hold up his arm, and there's kind of a cut on it that you know was from him falling on the ground. He did this to me. And the guard kind of looks at you and looks back at the kid. Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Big me. Hurting everybody.
Shit.
Mm-hmm.
If I did, I apologize, but I don't have no ill will towards the kid. And I can pay for any damages.
His eyes kind of narrow, and he says, "We have a lot of people go missing out here. I've not heard about thieving kids, though. Doesn't seem that circumstances are in your favor, sir. Did this child have your coin purse? Your supposed friend's coin purse?"
I don't know.
Where are you from?
I am from... not of this place. I'm from New Thornton.
You watch as his eyes even squint more, and he kind of tightens his hand on his weapon, and he says, "I see. Oh, this kid doesn't seem to have your things, and I guess he can be going now, can't he?"
Yes, he can. I would like to know about his other friends, though. That's about it.
He turns to the kid and says, "What about your other friends, huh?" And the kid says, I didn't have any other friends. He just came and started following me, and then tried to kidnap me." "Well, seems there's no other friends to know about this there." And he kind of turns and he's just staring at you very hard.
Yeah, it's... all right, well, fine. I'm not going to try to... this is out of care. I'm not going to try to, make myself look bad even more.
Yeah, sorry, you got a really
I know.
low roll with that.
So I'm not going to, make myself looking more incriminating.
All right. So they kind of just stand there and they watch as you start to walk away, I'm assuming.
And if they want me to walk away, I'll start walking away.
He seems done with you, so it's up to you what you want to do.
All right, well, I'll get out of here. Get out of your guys' hair.
All right. Well, as you start walking away, you do hear the guard call out and says, "And I would like not to see your face again. I'll let the others know to keep a lookout for you."
I would like not to see yours either, as I say under my breath and start walking away.
All right. Awen,
Hmm.
you follow this kid for a little bit, and he kind of backtracks a little bit the way that you had chased him, and you eventually watch as he just disappears into a house.
One story house, right?
Yep. There's a few like 2 stories out here, but most of them are just like 1-story shacks.
I'm not gonna land to make noise. I'm gonna float around, peer in a window, and see what I see.
All right, go ahead. Well, RVO, you can give me a perception check as you're looking. RVO and Leah, you guys kind of moving over towards Grim. You notice there's talking to a guard, and eventually Grim just kind of turns and he walks away, starts heading down the street. You guys are close enough at this point. He is very distinguishable to you.
All right. What about the floating guy?
As you keep eyes on him as well, you watch as he kind of gets further and further away, and it's a very tiny speck, and he just kind of like goes down into the buildings. You know about where he went down, but you can no longer see him.
Right. Note for later. We should probably land.
Leah lands next to Grim.
All right, Grim, as you're standing there, you kind of hear a whoosh, whoosh, and you turn and look and see this giant owl come down out of the sky and land next to you, Arvio riding its back. And you hear a couple utterances. You hear murmur from people around you as this happens, and eventually they kind of just go back to their business. A lot of strange things happen out here, it seems.
Well, he didn't have it. Little turd tried to say I was kidnapping him.
Yeah, that's common practice.
I know. If they're protecting their own here, even if he probably did have it on him, I couldn't search him.
Mm-hmm. Tried to keep a bird's eye view of the both of y'all, but you got too split up. I think Awen might have been floating around over in that direction at my point, but I couldn't tell if it was him or not.
Yeah, too bad we couldn't get more eyes on upstairs. Let's get on all of them. There's too many of us. Too many of them for
Yeah.
us.
I think that was the point, but annoying. I suppose we should go gather up Awen if that was him.
Yeah.
No. Do you know how much he had on him?
No.
You would know, bro.
Would I? Oh, okay. Well, I'd say it was quite a lot.
It was almost 1,200 gold.
I would say it's
Well-
something that's worth going to go look for. But the guard already does believe us.
How much does Arvio weigh?
Not a lot.
Okay, Leah will offer a claw to Grim.
Oh, wait a minute. Is this going to be like a Dark Souls sort of the fucking raven grabs you and just
How much
yeets
can it
you
hold?
across the leg?
Well, I was able to lift Ulrich, so if Arvio
Ulrich
doesn't
and
weigh much,
Arvio?
oh no, just Ulrich. But Arvio says he doesn't weigh much, so I assume I should be able to carry
Oh,
both of
how
you.
much weight can you carry?
My owl have 13 strength.
I weigh 155 soaking wet. Like,
You can pick up Grim. You should be able to.
Yeah, I don't know how much it can actually carry is the thing.
It's more than 5.
Is it more than 500?
It's up to 500, less than 400 pounds.
Yeah, we're
On the
going to be
low
right
end.
on the peak there then.
Yeah, but that's not being where you can't move at full speed.
Yeah.
No, that's being where you can move at full speed.
I'm about
Past that, you can't.
385 pounds, like, with all my stuff.
so me, like, a little bit twice over.
Okay, there's an actual thing here.
Your strength score is 13.
Yeah, as an owl.
All right, you should only be able to carry 195 then.
Oh, okay, so I can only carry.
Except
Arvio.
he's one
Okay.
size larger, so it's double that.
So 390.
So I can carry only one person. Okay, that's fine.
How much did Grim weigh?
300 and something.
That was like 380 something.
No, okay. Yeah, you wouldn't be
Mm.
able to do both then.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's alright.
fair
I'll
enough.
just continue to walk.
I'll give Arvio a lift to where we last saw the speck in the distance.
Just be in the air so I can kind of follow.
I know, then fly out.
All right. You guys, as you fly up Leah and you're kind of going slow, making your way back over towards where you guys remember seeing that
I'll be
thing
doing
go
a
down in
jogging.
the buildings.
Be doing a jog.
All right. You follow, keeping up with them. It's not too hard out here as there's not tall buildings or not many of them to keep sight on them. But you guys head that way. Awen, as you are flying around, did you give me a perception check?
No.
Can you go ahead and give me one?
Yep.
All right. So you fly around this building and kind of look in through where you can. There's windows on it, but the glass is shattered out, and on the inside there's boards that go across it. But you do find like some knots that have like been popped out, and so you can look through the hole, and seems to be, from what you can make out, a very rundown, abandoned building. But you also notice inside there seems to be signs of life. Like you can see a bunch of sleeping pads scattered on the floor, and in one part there's like an area, it looks like a kitchen. As you come around to what seems to be a back door, you do notice that there is somewhat of a pile of foul smelling stuff you would assume to be where they dumped their toilet at.
Okay. Do I hear any voices in the house?
You do not, but you do notice as you look through one of the windows, you see the child kind of that you had chased and tackled, or you grabbed onto. You see as they kind of like go in and they sit down, and they're breathing real heavy, and they seem nervous as they go about doing things, but seems to be the only one in there right now.
Okay, I'm gonna go up on a building and lay down on the rooftop.
All right.
Keeping an eye on the front door.
All right. As you are laying, or you go up there and you lay down, Arvio and Leah, two of you notice that this little figure kind of come up. At this point, it looks more like a person than it does just, distant dot. You see him come up and then lay down on top of the building.
Hey Leah, if that is Awen. Oh no, he probably doesn't want to be fucked with right now. For some reason, I wanted to just kind of whisper in your ear and go like, "Hey, could you just swallow that man whole?" I don't know if you can do that at this side.
I'll land on the roof next to the men we see.
All right. As you guys fly that way, Grim following suit as he jogs on the streets down below. We'll go ahead and take our halfway point break right now.
Mm-hmm.
See you guys all 5-10 minutes,
Alright,
somewhere in
be
there.
It can never be simple. It can never just be simple.
I can't believe we sidetracked again. We were supposed to rescue Urigan, children. Let's catch
I
them.
can't believe the
When I
levels
heard
of
the dice roll on the table, I'm thinking we're gonna get mugged. That's what I immediately.
Mugged would be easier to deal with. Mugged would... We...
Not gonna lie, a couple times there, I thought I was gonna shoot an Eldritch Blast at the kid's ankles.
I can't wait for this kid not to have legs.
One guy in the party that cannot speak, and more than likely these kids cannot read. There's no way in hell I'm gonna be able to do anything. Especially if I catch him.
Yeah. And I'm just trying to keep this group together. It's like everybody splits up. It's like, okay. Why does this always happen? Why do they always run away? I don't get it.
I think at this point we're just gonna go back where we think Ulrich is, and we're just gonna blow up the place.
Okay, sure. I guess arson is our only option.
Listen, we tried. We were talking. We were mugged. We out of options. We need to blow this shit up.
But problem. We better figure out what the fuck we're planning on doing next, because there's no way in hell we're going to be able to make that trip anymore now.
Well, there is a tower that I've been talking about.
Or we can go back to Leah's original idea of building a boat ourselves.
Let's build a boat. Because we're so popular in this.
Yeah.
I'm on a boat, yo. I'm going fast, and
Honestly, let's be real. We're gonna sabotage our reputation in every city that we go to. I think we just need to settle in our shit and then grow what we can out of that. Because as we know, we can get into some deep shit, but shit is great manure.
I think going forward, Awen is just not going to socialize with you guys anymore in cities.
Speak for yourself. What reputation? Leah doesn't have reputation.
I'm a tiefling. I'm already socially fucked no matter what. So like.
I think we've been into one town where we have not. Oh, we did. We've been in the starting town where we have not fucked ourselves.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have time to.
Also, Torrid was pretty okay.
Well, not
I mean, despite how
Jesus.
I mean, it was pretty dark, but that really had nothing to do with us fucking up in Torrid.
Well, we needed money, and we didn't really want to start causing any trouble. So Torrid was the only, I think, really the only other place. There's a few other places, but like,
I can't wait to get blamed for everything that happened.
We definitely left a mark.
Yeah.
In places we went.
This is why I call this the Ferocious Five, because clearly we are not careful. I also just fucking memed Fuku twice, and the one of the dialogues is I can't fucking take it. Seriously, I'm at my fucking limit. And the other one is I miss my wife, Chris. Alone, broke, abandoned, alone, holding on by a single thread. You may be entitled to die.
So I play in our Fridays game, and we did a one shot where our character chemistry was supposed to be like really funny, and we immediately just loved our characters right off the bat off the one shot. So every time we do a one shot, we just bring those characters back. And the guy asked us in a one shot, like, what is your adventure's name? And I think we came up with like the chaotic storm in their mascot, which is what I think we turned it into. Because there's one person in the group that's a goblin, and he kind of has his whole character set up to be cute, apparently. So that turned into our mascot, and then my character is named after a meme. Leroy Jenkins.
Yeah.
That's exactly what Grim is. So barbarian fighter build with the Echo Knight. And my character's name is Lee, and then his Echo's Roy, and he absolutely believes that's his twin brother.
Oh, wow.
He has no concept of magic whatsoever. It's absolutely hilarious.
We might need to rebrand soon if we're gonna keep on leaving Ulrich like that. We need to be ferocious.
What's funny too is that I don't think are you still here?
I think he went to the bathroom.
No, he's not. So you know how Grim turned into a vegetable by those intelligent devourers?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The same shit happened to me in a one shot.
As you do.
Yep.
I'm back.
Cool, I'm back too.
Fantastic.
All right. Auric, jump to you real quick as you are still there just praying, your madness eating away at you. You can hear over a course of time that this is all taking place with the rest of the group. They seem to come and take people out of their holdings, and you can hear what sounds like yelling and cheering, and eventually you hear them come back. Nobody comes and talks to you or bother you, though. They seem to just be leaving you in your silence. You just continue on praying?
Yep.
All right.
Pretty much all I'm going to do right now until I get another opportunity to do something else.
All right. So, Awen, you are laying there on top of this roof as all of a sudden you can hear what sounds like the beating of wings and a distant clink, 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 clink. You, Leah, as you're flying and getting closer, you get ready to land. You notice that behind the building seems to be a group of kids, and they all look up at you, yell, and they take off running.
I give up a. I give up a.
Palm
I give up a.
myself.
I give up a
I
screech
can.
and follow.
If I can maybe help out here as to why this wouldn't happen. Do giant
Okay.
owls have silent flying? Because normal owls totally fly silently. So do you? Can you check, please?
Well, yeah, I'm checking now, and the only thing I've got here is I got +4 to stealth, and I can do flyby, which basically doesn't trigger any opportunity attacks upon me
Oh, so you're
trying
not
to attack
silent
someone.
fly? Oh.
No.
I'm just making sure because I know that owls do that. I just didn't know it counted for size. Okay, cool, great.
All right. So you just loud this loud screech and you start just dashing after
Yep.
them in your flight.
Yep.
Awen, as you're laying there and you kind of turn back and you see this owl coming in, all of a sudden, which you know who it is, lets out a loud screech and just starts dashing to the other side of the building. And you also, Grim, from your perspective, can see this owl kind of in front of you flying, and then you watch him screech or hear him screech and then watch him start dashing off. Arvio, what are you doing on the back?
Well, I have a thing that I'd like to try and do. Arvio had probably pulled this very same trick back in Torrid growing up. Can I do some sort of roll to kind of like see where all of these kids are scattering, and then try to make an assumption as to which kid has the goods?
Give me a perception check.
Ooh, okay. 24.
All right, as you are in the back of this owl that's flying and you hear it screech and just start dashing towards the ground, you kind of lean and look around Leah's owl head. You're like, what's going on, Leah? You see absolutely nothing.
I don't see kids. Oh, cool. They just all disappeared again. Okay, cool, great. Cool. I guess if I don't see kids, for some reason, I'll just top off the owl. Great.
I mean, aren't we mid-flight?
No, you landed. I thought you landed on the.
Oh no,
Still mid-flight.
Kids.
Yeah, I went after the kids. I was trying to grab one of them.
Oh, okay. Well, all right.
So I guess the children are my imagination again.
Well, I guess you're going insane. I guess.
So you fly down and you watch, targeting one of the kids as the kid darts down an alleyway, and you come around, and it's a tight squeeze for you, but you manage to make your way around, and you see as this kid is somehow mysteriously all the way on the other side, and they run out of the alleyway and go to the right.
Can I roll like a gut check to try to figure out that it might be an...
Sure, go ahead and roll a wisdom check.
Also,
Okay.
to clarify, there's nothing there. Obviously, there's nothing.
Yeah, you watch as Leah just kind of goes down, banks around this alleyway, and then just flying down the alleyway, and you see absolutely nothing.
What are you diving at? You're diving at nothing.
As Arvio says this, Leah, and you think it's kind of weird how quick that kid got to the other side, you kind of remember that you're going a little mad and you're seeing things.
I turn back to Leah with Ari on my back.
I try to roll because she's still flying.
Do they
Right.
belly flop right into the ground?
Both of you give me dexterity saving throws. You're not that high up because you're down in between the two buildings, but you are still off the ground flying.
Uh-huh.
All right, as you two slam into the ground, Arvio, you managed to roll a little bit, not a whole lot. You will only take 1 point of bludgeoning damage, though. Leah, you just completely right into the ground and take the full 3 points of bludgeoning damage.
That's fair.
Grim, you're kind of standing there, Grim, and the owl screeched, flew off with Arvio on its back, and you have no idea where they went. And Awen, you watch as Leah kind of flies, goes not too far, goes around the corner into an alleyway and disappears. And then you can hear kind of distant thud.
I wouldn't be able to hear that thud, would I?
No, not on the ground.
Okay. I'm gonna try to go where the last saw them at, and that's about it.
All right, what are you doing, Awen?
I'm keeping an eye out to see if I see any of these kids go into this house. That's what I'm really doing.
Okay. Grim, you kind of like, I guess at this point, slow down a little bit, and you go where you last saw him. You just kind of stand there hanging out. Arvio, Leah, you guys pick yourself up off the ground, dust yourselves off.
I look
Sure.
at Arvio. Yeah, sorry. I look at Arvio like, yeah, go on.
I was gonna say, go ahead.
Okay. Look at Arvio and like, sorry, I saw things again.
That's fine. Well, hopefully we can fix that soon. Ow.
Oh. Yeah, I
Are
hope
you
so
okay?
too.
Are you
Yeah,
okay?
nothing can beat the punch back from those doors from the tower. I still have bruises after that.
That's true. I can't believe you tried to burn the thing down. Now, where's the stick? I'm kidding. Don't flinch. I'm kidding. Don't look at me like that. That's a joke.
And sorry, can I keep an eye out for my party members and the kids? Should have classified that before.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Giant owl.
5.
Giant owl.
All right. So far, you don't see anything. Arvio and Leah, you two can continue.
Let's try to find that building again. Which? All right.
It should be around here somewhere. It doesn't fly that far away.
I should be able to find the place. And if all else fails, just follow the clinking of armor, because God knows nobody else here can afford it but him.
All right. So you guys did not go too far. So you kind of just walk out the alleyway and you look over Arvio and you think that that's the building that you assume Awen was laying on top of. You make your way back over there. You are standing, basically, Grim is on one side of it, standing in the street, just kind of twiddling his thumbs at this point. You guys are on the other side. There are alleyways or little passages that go up both sides of the house if you wish to go to the other street, but you are back at the house.
Just like think that Grib is at the front of the house, Arvio and Lee are in the back of the house, and I'm on top, and they're trying to find each other.
Yep. And you don't see either of them.
Yep.
Wow.
Ultimate game hide and seek.
When we're all blind.
All of y'all are blind. The only two people that could see are just outside of lamps.
Yep.
Jeez Louise.
So, I mean, again, I'm just gonna sit here and keep an eye out for my party members and the kids.
All right. You're really focusing on that door.
Fuck yeah. Door looks funny.
Arvio and Leah, you guys back at the building. What do you wish to do?
Let's try and find Grim.
Yeah, we'll look inside of the window of the building as we walk around to look for Grim.
All right, give me a perception check. Okay, so you guys go down one side of the building, heading back towards where you think you might have left Grim. As you pass there, some windows, you manage to find boards that kind of come together, but they're kind of like separated because they weren't put in straight together. And as you look through that little crack, you're elf, so you have night vision, so you look in, and it just seems to be, from what you can see, like a room with a doorway, so it's obviously kind of like different rooms in here, but
Mhm.
it looks to just be a bunch of little sleeping pads laying on the floor, and that's all you see as you guys kind of step out. And sure enough, you all see Grim. And Grim, I guess you can give me a perception check. Yeah, you watch as a tiefling and a elf kind of wearing, well, the tiefling wearing very nice clothes for where he's currently at, but the elf kind of woodsily dressed kind of step out from in between a couple buildings. Grim.
And I had to say, I had to start walking towards him. Not saying
Right.
anything.
Awen, Leah, you guys see Grim. He's now making his way towards you.
Oh, hey Grim. Have you gotten eyes on our favorite mute yet?
Which, Awen, you hear that.
Where's it at?
Where's the shit then?
I thought
Where
you guys
you're
knew.
laying on top of the roof, you can kind of hear it like on the other side of the building out in the front of the house. You just continue laying there.
I mean, they're gonna scare off the kids anyways. I'm gonna get down the building and head over there.
All right. So you guys, as you start to talk, will notice Awen kind of float down and join you.
It's been probably more than 10 minutes.
Oh, yes. If you were laying up there, yep. So you climb your way down and you walk over there.
Yep.
The four of you are now gathered as a group.
Oh,
once
there
more.
you are.
Huzzah.
Yeah, the kid that I had did not have it. I'm sorry.
Alright. You could tell Awood's pretty angry right now. Especially looking at Arvio and Leah right now.
I mean, you kind of already looked constipated to me already, so
I mean, you could see his temple kind of bulging a little
Why
bit.
are you
feeling
glaring at me?
pretty mad.
Don't glare at me, the shit that I do.
I write down and say, it's okay. One of the kids is in this house.
Oh, maybe that's where they sleep. I kind of saw like sleeping bags inside. As I was walking around.
we shouldn't be talking. They could
Oh,
be hearing
like-
us.
And I just nod.
Let's
Just
let's get out of
kind of
here.
gesture to Grim as I'm nodding.
Let's walk away, and I'll start like slowly walking away, so my armor's not clinking as much.
I just stop Grim and write down, don't worry, Leah screeched. Probably gone. I'm gonna kick in the door, and I kick in the door.
What?
As he kicks in the door, I rushed inside behind him.
Oh,
I stand there just kind of casually, just 1,000 mile stare looking down the fucking road as this happens. Like, oh god, I'm just like, yeah.
my
Yeah.
hands are on my head.
Yep.
My hands are on my face. Like, I'm so like, mood kindred.
Awen, as you go to kick in the door, go ahead and give me a strength check.
Sure.
Or actually, athletics.
Sure. -1. 12.
All right. You kick, even though this is old wood, even though seems to be a decrepit part of town. The door kind of like goes in a little bit. There's definitely creaking and cracking, but it does not come open. You think that there's probably something on the other side helping hold it close.
I tell everybody to circle around back as I kick in the door again. Like, not tell, but gesture, go back. Back of the house.
Arvio, maybe you can try to open the door. You...
Yeah, Leah. I'll try and preach and clear. I'll consider that. I go around back.
What are we doing?
Dude, Graham, I don't know.
The guards already don't like me. I can't be here.
All right.
It's gone in invisible, but what the fuck? Like, it could have been so much easier. That's what I was about to suggest before shithead started kicking down the door.
This is not what we do.
This is not what we do.
I know it's a lot of money, but
No. You can tell it's not even about the money at this point. It's just that he's fed up with
It's
what's
personal.
going on.
I didn't know he didn't like kids that much.
With another loud banging, creaking kick, go ahead and give me another athletics, Awen.
Oh, wow.
20.
All right, and Arvio, you're walking around to the back.
No, kind of stopped in the alleyway, and I'm like, I don't know, Grim. Why are we fucking doing that? We were gonna go for like, what the fuck are we doing?
All right, well, as you guys are standing there talking, as this kid rolled really low in his stealth roll, you guys watch as the underneath, like the bottom, what would be like a crawl space, all of a sudden this board kind of plops open. And you see this little kid like crawl out covered in dirt and stand up, turn and look at you guys, and then turn and just starts running the other way.
I say sit as he looks at me, and I cast suggestion.
All right, as you cast suggestion, Awen, you give another kick, this time bracing for whatever is holding it on the inside, and you hear a crunching, splintering sound as all of a sudden the door just flies open. Go ahead and post your spell.
One moment.
Spell save DC.
Can I? Yeah, spell save CD. Can I add an addendum? Sit down and shut up. Can that be my command?
Yes, that can be your command.
Cool.
Okay, so it continues for the entire duration of 8 hours. Okay.
Concentration. So, have fun, kid.
I didn't know if that was the one where he, like, once it does it, it can continue doing something else. So he turns and looks at you and then just sits down. You now have kids sitting in an alleyway, and you, Awen, have a large open door. Grim, you just turn around and start walking away.
As much as I want to, I kind of want to get out of the way, so I don't see with them, because I'm already in trouble. I'm like, I'm over here. Then, ting 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 ting.
All right, so you just start heading down the street. You go like a 2-3 houses down, and you just kind of duck around the corner of one.
Yeah.
You kind of stand there just looking around. You can go ahead and give me a perception. All right, Awen, what do you do?
I'm gonna look in the house and see if I can find any other kids.
When I was outside, like, was I able to see our view stopping the kid?
I figure you guys were all standing together, so you would have seen the kid, and Grim would have also seen the kid.
Okay, so as Awen rushes inside the house, I half shout, "Awen, we got the kid! Come out!"
Don't shout that.
No, it's half a shout. Basically, I want him to hear me, but also, I want him to hear me.
I'm also just gonna walk over and check the kid's pockets.
All right, as you go over and you start patting the kid down, kid has absolutely nothing on him. Awen, do you continue into the house?
Yeah, I continue. I'm looking for my.
Okay, give me an investigation check. Ulrich, as you are standing or hanging out in here, eventually you hear footsteps come up to your cell, and you hear something kind of like clatter to the ground, and then you hear the footsteps leave.
I will look over to see what clattered to the ground.
All right, as you look up, you see what looks to be a water skin and just a plate with some bread and cheese on it.
Then I'm just going to go back to praying.
All right. Awen, you go in, you start searching around. You find what seems to be a lot of weird knick-knack like things in here. And you also find in the floor like a hastily thrown to the side rushing out in panic, like little hidden trap door. And as you look down, you can see it leads in the crawl space underneath the house. But as you go through the rest of the house, you do not find your coin pouch. You can make out, and you don't find any other kids either, but you can make out that there's definitely a decent number of individuals living in this house.
Can I figure out how many, approximately?
Looking at the beds, you see 8.
Alright.
Take from that what you wish. Leah, what are you doing? As you kind of stalled between the two of them.
Like, I guess I'm gonna join Awen and kind of look around inside us as well.
All right, you can give me perception check. All right, Arvio, you doing anything else of interest with the child?
Wow, what a sentence. But I basically kind of looked down. It's like, okay, this is annoying. Your haul is pathetic, by the way. Does he like look scared that he basically has just been enchanted to just?
Yeah, he is looking up at you, dirty, definitely like a beggar kid, just fear in his face.
This has been annoying. All right, bugger off. I break concentration and.
All right, as soon as you do, he stands up and just starts sprinting.
Yeah, that's about right.
All right, you head back inside.
I'll go where Grim went. I'm done here, and I need to be away from this.
All right, as you start walking towards where you remember Grim going, you do notice, as you kind of look at the houses as you go by, that there do seem to be faces staring out the window at you. Seems a couple people took notice to what's going on and currently watching. Leah, as you go in, you see Awen. He's kind of like searching high and low, trying to go through stuff. And you walk into one of the rooms that he was previously in. And as you're kind of like searching, you notice that one of the boards in the wall, as you kind of put your hand against it, shifts, and you manage to poke it open a bit.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, what's in there?
Okay, well, as you fully open this little panel, you see what looks to be just like a little stash away spot, and there's a box sitting in there. And as you open that box, you see looks to be a bunch of coins staring back at you.
Oh, I'll take the whole box with me. I'll take the whole box and go outside of the building to where Arvio and Grimace. Unless it's too heavy for me to carry.
No, it's definitely a struggle for you to carry, but it's not too heavy for you to carry.
Do I see Leah doing this?
They didn't tell me they're trying to be stealthy about it, so yeah.
I'm gonna stop her and look at the coins and see
Huh?
how much there is.
I found the box.
Yeah,
But
I'm not even writing. I just nod and look at the box. What do I see in there? A bunch of coins? Not how much coins is in there.
Give an estimate based off what you previously had. There's probably somewhere between 3,000, 4,000 gold pieces worth.
Yay.
You also notice there's this necklace in there that has this very weird like carving, what you think might be a woman on it.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, if you see your things in here, just take it and you can share the rest, I guess.
I stop Leah. Put the box. Is there a table in here?
A little ramshack one, yeah.
I'm gonna put the box on the table. I'm gonna pull out 500 gold coins. Take the necklace. Does the necklace look magical by any means, or no?
Go ahead and give me. Are you proficient in Arcana?
No, I'm not.
Then you can't really tell. It does look like an item of interest to you.
Okay, I'll take 500 gold coins. Take the necklace. Write down, where'd you find this box?
I point at the wall. There.
I close the box, put the box in, and just usher Leah out.
Oh, oh, can I have a little bit at least? I
I
found
shake my head.
it.
I shake my head no.
Oh.
And then I'll head over to where if I see Grim or Arvio, probably Arvio since he stands out like a sore thumb here.
Actually, he kind of blends in, other than his fancy clothes. So it's Grim that catches your eye first.
A little glint. Alright. I head over there.
I found a box with lots of coins, but Awen didn't let me keep it.
Sucks. It's terrible practice.
Oh, why are we stealing? What?
I
Did you
write
just
down
get
and say,
get what you lost back at least?
I said, no, I only took 500 gold and a necklace and I left the rest.
Why are you stealing a necklace? It's like, we need to get out of here.
Getting back what I need.
Well, let's just get out. Let's walk and talk. Let's get out of here.
Like already there, like.
Yeah, we're walking and talking.
All right.
That's what I do. I just basically, they can have the rest at this point. I'm not even gonna worry about it.
Cool.
You
Can we go
guys-
back to what we were doing.
Yeah, we'll swing around, then go back to what we were doing.
All right. As you guys head back to the dog's last hair, if you wish to have a conversation, you can.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask Arvio, can you see if this is magical? And I hand out the necklace. Well, or I hold out the necklace.
You can give me an Arcana check if you wish, or you
I'm
want to use your
I'm
spell.
gonna do an Arcana because I don't want to waste spell slots on things I can use as a ritual. I'm gonna use Arcana. Fuck a duck. Okay.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, it's still, I rolled a 3, but it's still good, I guess.
You can definitely make out that it is magical. There is an aura of magic about it. What type, what it does, you're going to have to study it more.
It's definitely magical just from the aura I'm getting off of this. I don't even need to cast a spell to tell you that. I would, if you want me to identify it, I'd rather not, because that means if we're going to walk and do this, that means I need to burn my magic, and I don't want to do that right now.
I would say I need to take a short rest.
Well,
I know
that
we're
seems
pressed
like the.
on time, but I need to take a short rest.
Well, I suppose that'd be the perfect time to do it. And hopefully, when we come back here in an hour, there won't be another group of fucking kids.
So, yeah, if everybody doesn't mind taking a short rest,
I
I'm
would
trying to
say,
get a spell
can
slot
we
back,
get
is what I'm
inside
doing.
and do it? Or were we standing right outside and doing this?
Or in the dog's last hair, I
Yeah.
would tell. I think that's the lion's den. I really don't want to be taking a rest in there.
Or in these streets. Outside the wall.
Really have no other choice. Just keep a lookout. We're good.
Alright, fine. Well, actually, you know what? Screw it. Grim, what do you want to do? Inside the wall or out?
Yeah. He can't. Wasn't there for that. Never mind.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, we're here. Do you really need a rest? Like, what did you use? Like, you used a lot of your stuff already? We're here to talk anyways. Why do you need your spells?
Is right out. I'm only half capable on my arcane arts. We can talk inside, but I need at least an hour. But it doesn't look like. I mean, we're gonna talk anyways. We're not gonna try taking a fight. But I'm just telling you that I'm only gonna be able to cast one more spell probably, and then I'm done for the day.
And Grim, even though this will basically, the idea is that it's a talk, having extra magic as backup in case it doesn't turn out to be a talk is always a good thing to have.
I would still kind of be safe in there, so we're not having tons more eyes on us just standing here.
I just say, all right, let's go in there and talk.
Because we can wait, because who knows what's happening right now.
Yeah. Just nod and say, let's go in. I'll take a rest inside.
All right, so you're gonna go inside the dog's lost hair and take a rest.
Oh, I guess.
It's a good idea.
Well, I guess that's a consensus.
No, this is not a. That was sarcastic. That's a terrible idea, but
Well, we're here to
We
talk,
don't
we're
have
not
to.
here fight.
You guys, as you walk through, you did find many. They didn't have names, but you could definitely tell by people hanging out in them, the smell that you pass places where people would hang out and drink.
let's just go into one of these places. Sure,
Yeah,
the
we try
beer's
to
probably
stay low,
Oh
sour.
yeah,
so that's fine.
we ran up and down this slum down.
Yeah.
Probably ran past a bar too.
Yeah.
What are you holding your 500 gold coins in? Are they just floating around in your backpack loose?
You know what? I'm half tempted to say yeah.
All right, yeah, it is.
It's legitimately more secure than the coin pouch at this point.
All right, so you guys, as you're making your way back towards the dog's last hair, decide to stop into one of these little drinking houses. As you walk in, they're moderately packed. A lot of rough-looking individuals, and not a lot of talking going on. As you come in, your presence is well made aware of. His eyes are on all of you.
Cool. I'm gonna go sit at one of these tables.
Let's let's look around for a table by ourselves for all of us if there is any.
All right, you do not manage to find one where you can sit alone, but you do manage to find one where you can sit at the other half as a group.
That's fine.
Eventually, a very, not scantily, but not very well dressed woman comes over. Greetings. Can I get you something? Drink? Food?
What do you guys have?
Drink and food?
Yes. What kind of drink and food do you have, Miss?
I don't know what's in the food, and the drink is, I think it's some kind of ale.
Do you guys want any?
I'm not
Sure,
I
hungry.
shake my head no.
I'm not
Oh.
hungry.
Okay,
Yeah.
well,
No.
I'm gonna have it some.
No.
They don't want any. Thank you.
I will have one ale thing.
What was your name? My name's Grim.
He's hitting with Barbie.
I am not.
Grim, the name's up, Micah.
Micah.
I'll be back. Food, L for you, and L for you. And she kind of turns and walks away. And as she does so, passes a couple of the guys. You can hear them jeer out to her as she passes.
Give me 10 minutes. Give me, as I say as I take this necklace and start.
I wouldn't even hand you the necklace in here. Oh god, no.
Are you going? Are we not doing this? Fine.
Not in this place.
Well, we can watch them for now.
Dude, whatever
Like,
you
with
wanna
me
do,
next to
you're
him.
the one that picked it up.
But yeah, if you don't want to hand it over, it's fine.
I'm not gonna pull teeth. I'm just gonna get this mystery ale if you don't want me doing this.
How many patrons are in here? About an estimate.
Over a dozen, under 20. It's a pretty small place though.
Oh, okay.
How do you spell her name?
Micah.
I will hand Arvio the necklace.
Okay, I was close. I did it with a K and an A.
I'll just start doing the ritual thing.
All right. Well, as you guys are kind of sitting here, listening to the whispering murmurs going around the room, you guys don't even need to make checks to know that you're being watched. But eventually, the L comes and gets sat in the two of you who got it. Which, by the way, you can remove 3 copper pieces for everything.
All right.
You are also given a bowl of what looks to be some kind of gray material and a very old worn spoon. Grim.
It looks like my mom's cooking.
Okay. I smell it. What does it smell like?
It, oddly enough, does not have any distinct odor. You think there might be some kind of spice in it, but you're not sure.
I'll eat it.
All right, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Yep. I thought.
All right, as you take a bite, this is the nastiest stuff you've ever ate. And you get the urge to throw up, but you manage to swallow it down along with the food in your mouth.
You guys just see Grim like almost turn pale and be like, "I'm not having any more of that."
You're still doing like that shot about that and just pushes the ball away from him. Like,
The ale, as you take a sip, is very bitter. It's not the greatest ale you've ever had, but it is obviously drinking ale with the intention of getting drunk. Which, after a few, you don't care how it tastes anymore. But 10 minutes go by, and eventually, Arvio, as you're concentrating on this, you realize that this is a talisman of warding, and you get the sensation that it wards against female Goliaths.
I snort. I kind of. Awen, give me your book.
Hand you my book.
I write down what this thing is and what it does, and then I just sort of slide it back over to you with the amulet on the book.
So, in a technical term, if you want to write it down, Awen, if a female Goliath is within 10 feet of you, she is repulsed and wants to get away.
Perfect.
And it's either on or you're not wearing it. So, like, the second you put it on, it has that aura about it.
You might need that later.
Too bad we don't have a little lady in a group like that.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. You guys hang out here for a full hour?
Yes.
I drink the entire swill. Yep, that was given to me. I drink all of the drinking ale.
All right. Do you guys have any more or just the one?
The one. I imagine Arvio's more used to it because he's used to drinking shit ale.
I'm gonna have about.
Reminds you of your childhood.
I'm gonna have about
Indeed.
4 more.
All right. Go ahead and give me another Constitution saving throw then. All right. You definitely, your cheeks feel a little hot. You feel a little something going on in your head. You're not drunk, but you're probably heading into the buzzed realm after 4. This is definitely hard alcohol meant to get you drunk. But an hour goes by, and you can also take off 9 copper pieces for those. But hour goes by, your short rest has ended. What do you guys wish to do now?
Well, should we head back?
Save her friend.
I think we were doing.
Yeah, let's go talk with Marlo. I'm not gonna say it out loud. Let's go talk with the people.
Good talk with Martin. And I what? With the rest of the group and leave with them.
Alright, so we head back to the dog's last hair.
All right. As you guys make your way back through the shady streets and alleys of this side of town, the outskirts of town, you eventually find yourselves once more standing a little ways down the street in front of the dog's last hair. And again, the sign hanging above it is just a dog laying on its back with a single hair curling off of it, crudely carved.
Well,
All right, let's
let's see
go
what
in.
this shit is.
I still go in and start heading in.
Yeah, we all go.
All right, you walk up, grab the door handle, and it doesn't budge, just a little of a rattle.
I'll knock on the door. Like a good, like, thump, thump, thump.
All right, as you kind of stand there, you wait a little bit. There's nothing.
I look over at Awen. It's like, no, we're not busting into this. As I give a smile.
Correct. We have other options.
Yeah, I don't give a shit now.
I guess we could wait a little longer. They knew we were here earlier. We don't know when the fights are starting or if they've already started.
Probably right down might have started, but they might have closed, considering that we were told, or that we told them that we were coming.
I kind of just lean over to Grim. So you know, like, just so you know, I can like pick locks, and I have a spell that literally unlocks things loudly. I'm whispering this, by the way, and I just go back to.
Yes, but
Not
that
what
doesn't
it is.
give us a good message that we're here to talk, does it?
No. I'm just saying options. I'm not telling us that saying we should do that.
As much
I
as I want to
agree.
just bust in here and get them out, we don't know how many are down there.
I mean, you want to find out?
Or if they're just going to kill them, you know, as we're trying to get in.
Is there any sort of, does this door have like an underbit to it? Like, you know, like the gap between the door and the floor?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna go sit in that alleyway over there. Could somebody guide me? I'm really tired.
Oh, yeah.
I've been walking around all day.
But speaking of, it is in the afternoon, heading into the evening.
Yeah, with all this running around and stuff, I say as a spider shows up in my hand.
Question: Does Awood have you used your Find Familiar in front of Awood before?
Yes, he has several times. You are not about to slap my fucking familiar out of this plane of existence. You shit.
Because I don't think I've seen it.
Yeah, you totally have, dude. I guarantee he's used both the crab, the buzzard, and the spider at least once.
Yeah, you guys used it back in that one town a couple
Yeah.
times
Oh yeah.
when you were dealing with the creature stealing his child.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay.
you've seen it, buddy. You
Damn.
don't kill my familiar. As funny as it would be,
So bad.
I would find a fucking stick. Anyway. So yeah, I go over, I sit down, and, well, I tell Little, he's not Mr. Pinchy right now. No, he is under his alternate identity, Mr. Eight Eyes. I tell him to go scout out the location.
All right, the rest of you guys follow Arvio and kind of hang out with him.
Yes. Trying not to look too suspicious around the corner, even though it's gonna.
Yeah, right.
All right, Arvio, as your spider slowly makes its way across this vast distance to the door, and underneath it, barely being avoided, picked off by that bird who saw it at the last second.
Yeah.
You find yourself in a very dark, dim room. Some sunlight is kind of coming through, so it is dim, but it is still pretty dark in here. You see, from your perspective, just what appears to be giant tables and racks kind of hanging everywhere with just pelts of fur sitting on them. Across the way, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay. Wait, yeah, sure. I'll do the perception check. That.
All right, so across the way, there's obviously a counter with a door behind it. With that high of a perception check, though, you notice at the bottom of these racks, so you have these racks that are standing upright against the wall, and you as you kind of look through one of the 8 eyes at the bottom of the furs, you notice what appears to be behind some of them boots and pants going into them. I think you have a pretty good guess that there's probably people hiding behind those. But you also see the counter and the door on the other side.
So let me get this straight. I want to get this information that you're hearing me straight. I go in, it's dark, everything's covered in furs like it's been abandoned. However, we go behind the bar, we take a look over there, and I can see boots and pants and people hiding behind it, yeah?
Okay, so you go in and it's a storefront.
Storefront, okay.
And so you see tables with furs laying on them, like they would be sold.
I see.
And against the walls in that same area, you see these racks that have furs just hanging off of them. And behind some of those furs, you make out what you think to be people standing behind them. And then past all of that is the counter with the door behind it.
Let's take a look at what's behind the door. Because they're not going to notice the damn spider.
So as you slowly make your way across, you actually hear, "Are they still out there? I don't know how long he said to stay here. You want to check?" And the other one, "Shut up. If they're listening, they could hear us." And then they just kind of go silent.
You hear Arvio snort.
Those of you who are standing around Arvio hear that.
I think they're looking up somebody's shirt or pants.
So for the record, I can't hear anything you two are saying, even though you've been
that's fine.
for this entire thing.
I'm writing down that Arvio probably saw a scared turtle.
Arvio is going to be saying this in character. It's like, so they're literally hidden behind furs up on the walls, and they're like, "Do you think they can hear us? Do you really?" Checking out the back room now.
Yeah, so as you go around the counter, or up and over it if you wish, you go under the door, and you find yourself in looks to be a room on the other side, and then stairs to your left that go up.
Cool. Ascend!
All right, as you start heading up the stairs, you come to another door, and the rest of the house kind of looks poorly made, but this door up here is very nice and fits the doorway enough that you cannot squeeze under it.
Can I look around for any way to open it? Is it like normally opened, or does it require some sort of button or something?
As you kind of look up, you do see a door knob, handle. Does not appear to be any locking mechanism on it, though.
There's a door behind the counter. Seems locked. Don't see a locking mechanism. I imagine it's on the other side, but I have a spell for that. It'll be loud though, so if we really need to play it like that. I mean, they're obviously already going to be trying to ambush us, so we're not welcome here. So does it really matter?
I just write down, I know you can't see this, but to everybody else I can. When Arvio gets out of his blind and deafened state, why don't we have him send a message to the leader and tell him that we're just here to talk, not to fight, and not to Ulrich. Of course, Grim's BRB'd, so...
I'm gonna wait for Grim to come back, honestly.
Yeah, I just realized that he was gone.
Are you showing it to Grim and Leah, yeah?
Oh yeah, whoever can see it, basically.
Yeah, Leah ignores it completely.
I'll be right back too, but I can still hear you guys.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, I'm just gonna cut it, and I'm going to get up. All right. I hope that you got all of that.
I show you what I wrote down, so you know.
That's a good idea. Leah, are you all right?
Yeah.
Let's just get it over with.
You've been quiet for like the last hour and a half. Like, actually silent.
Yeah. Let's just say I'm just a little bit sick and tired of helping to look for stuff and not being appreciated for it.
Okay.
She's mad that she didn't get her gold.
She didn't even get the thanks from Awen. It was just like he yanked the box, took his stuff. Rest stays here. We're leaving. Like, you little shit.
You're since you said something like Avon was gonna talk to you later, but since this is now, Avon will write down and say thank you for your.
Please do. Oh,
Yeah,
please do.
Avon will
Okay.
write down and say, "I'm sorry for what I did.
Uh
Thank
huh.
you for your help."
Uh huh. And she grabs the note. Yeah. Okay. She's taking the note.
Does she?
She's gonna.
Did you just do like a 15-foot fucking cone for dramatic?
Yep.
did.
On the note.
In this shanty town that's made of shitty wood.
To be fair, she did it on the ground, on the concrete.
Wow, are we doing this right now? Are we? What are we, 10? What are we? 10?
Leah,
I think Leah is.
Here's
Leah
the
just wants to
question:
get rid of.
Did
Yep.
you rip out the piece of paper, or did you take the book that I wrote the note in?
Okay. Ooh, that depends. Did you write it on a note or did you write it in
Sorry,
the book?
I'm back.
I have a book that I write it in.
You did write it in the book.
You are such an asshole. And that's missing.
To be fair, I didn't know it was in the book. I
It was
thought
a
it was
book.
just okay. If it's
You
a
burned my
book,
fucking book.
If it makes you feel
No,
better, Arvio has.
you already said that you burned it. It was a book.
okay, fine.
Arvio pulls out another one. Here you go.
Well, Grim is here, and I'm back too.
I give him another book.
Go ahead and roll a D100, Leah.
Okay.
For fuck's sake! For fuck's sake, you people!
Okay. Arvio, you know how close Leah came to just catching one of these buildings on fire. Luckily, she didn't.
Leah, for fuck's sake, if you're gonna do a cone attack, make sure you don't burn shit down. Secondly, are we doing this right now? Are we really doing this?
Are we going to rescue Ulrich or not?
That's a good question. Why are you burning fucking hell? What is this?
Instead of writing stuff in, let's just go in there and get him out.
Okay.
Less writing, more doing.
I agree.
Grim, since you were gone,
Uh,
I wrote down. Arvio basically gave us some information about where these people are at, how many doors there are, so we know some layout of this place.
mhm.
I wrote down that maybe we should have Arvio send a message to the leader to tell him we're here just to talk. We're not here to fight. He says that's probably a good idea because I showed Arvio as well. Leah didn't say anything. She just ignored it completely. Arvio said what's wrong. Leah says that she wasn't appreciated about what was going on and not even a thanks. I wrote down, I'm sorry for what I did. Thank you for your help. She took the book that I wrote everything down in and burned it.
And with that, what are you guys doing?
I'm writing down my message. One moment. Because I got 25 words. So that's 1, 2. Oh, thank God for word check.
So Arvio hands me a book.
Yeah, I hand you another one because
I write down, want to burn this too, and I hand it over to Leah.
I hand you another.
Are you actually handing it over to me?
Yeah, I'll write down, you want to burn this too and be pity? I'm trying to say sorry and hand it over and show it to you.
I pull out a third book.
How many books do you have?
Listen, that's a stupid question. The answer is enough.
Your books are not worth any more of my spell slots. Just keep it and stop writing. Focus on what we're supposed to do.
This is ridiculous. I'm gonna get on with this. I'm going to cast
Work
Sending.
on your message.
So this is Eric's group. We just want to talk. Call off your boys hiding behind the firs. They're not fooling anyone. And send.
All right. You sit there for a couple seconds, and just as you're going to say something, you hear a response that says, "Then they're doing their job. We already tried to talk. But how about you stay where you are?"
Boy, great. Who wants an ambush? Apparently they already tried to talk. He's going to be doing that. He wants to play it violent.
I mean, hold on, before you do any of that, I just write down in my book, this is my only way of communication. Why are you being so petty? Enjoy it, Dalia.
You really don't like your books, do you? Okay,
So,
how far are we from the building?
across the street.
Okay, at the sight of Awen just continuing to write me messages, even though I clearly shown him that I'm despiting it right now. I'm just standing up and I'm starting to walk towards the building.
Oh my god, Leah, stop. This didn't work the first fucking time. Are you really doing this? Are you doing this right now?
Are you telling me that the doors are magical as well?
No, I'm telling you that the last time somebody just walked into them, they got put into a fucking cage.
Yeah, but he was on his own. Are you gonna join me?
I mean, I'd rather just burn the place down.
What do you think I was trying to do?
Alright, fine, cool, like as I said. Why not? Do you have any arguments to us?
I write down in my book and show Graham. I only show Graham. What are your thoughts on doing this?
So what
They
else?
want to be violent. That's
What
their
did they
choice.
all say? He said to stay right here. Does that mean he's bringing someone up or no?
No, he's basically said, we already tried to talk to you. That didn't work out. Apparently the boys are doing their job. We'll send someone out. Which means they're probably going to try and shank us in the alleyway, you know.
I mean, we destroyed them last time. We can always wait. If not, within an hour, why don't we just fucking bust in?
Yeah, fuck it. So, by the way, Grim, when you go in, there'll be guys at your... And I kind of basically give, like, the clock direction so he knows where the attacks are going to be coming from.
I was gonna say, they probably already know, since... Didn't you just say
Yeah,
that?
he just said that don't have
So they're
your
not
boys
gonna be
hide
there.
behind.
That's true, but he doesn't have... Hopefully, he wouldn't have had time to tell his boys. I don't think the man's magical at all.
Well, I wouldn't put it past
I
anybody.
write down he has people that can cast magic.
Ugh, fine. Screw planning. I load up another crossbow bolt. Let's just do this.
So are we waiting an hour, or what's the plan?
Oh, Leah is already by the door, by the way.
Why would we wait an hour at this point?
Because I don't want to do this.
You know what? Oh my god.
I
You know
hate
what,
being
actually?
the murder hobo of the...
You know what? Actually, I don't have a choice in this matter. I'm just gonna wait for somebody to make a decision. I'll be over here.
Well,
And I just kind of.
I mean, we did already just make a decision.
Cool, great. I'll be here.
Down the Grim. You might want to tell Leah to come back. We're waiting an hour.
Yeah. I'll yell to you, come back here. We need to talk. We have a plan.
Oh, we have a plan now again. We're gonna wait, I'm guessing.
Then, for a little. Then, if not, then you can go ham.
Okay, I'll just wait by the door then.
I would advise just in case they have a surprise attack on you.
Oh, if they have a surprise attack, I'm gonna have a surprise attack on them. She's being very petty right now, I know.
Just write down. You see me write down children. I'm dealing with fucking children.
Hey, Leah, when your spite gets you shanked in the abdomen, just remember, pain is a wonderful teacher.
She gives you a thumbs up.
I give her a thumbs up back.
Well, I'm not gonna convince her, so.
Don't look like it.
We're waiting an hour. Anything happen during the hour?
Now, as you guys are standing there waiting, 15 minutes go by, and the door opens. Opens probably about 3 feet or so, and you see this person slide out and is standing there. Door closes behind him. As you are standing by the door, they just look at you, and they have something in their hand that seems to just be like a bundle of cloth. They drop it on the ground, and they just start walking down the street.
I look at the cloth.
All right, it seems to be something bundled up in it.
I will try to smack it away from me with my stuff. I'm not picking it up.
All right, you hit it, kind of hit something hard, and you smack it away. It is now a little bit further from you.
That other thing is gonna explode.
I cast Mage Hand.
Okay.
I just kind of like have it float over and just open the thing.
All right. As it floats over to you, and you kind of carefully open it as this hand still holding it in the air, you see looking up at you what appears to be the profile of a face. It is to be more precise, it looks like a piece of stone, circular, decent size. I mean, you could hold it with one hand, but it's still a decent size. And on the side of that is an engraving of what looks to be a face.
I check.
It looks familiar to you, actually.
Yeah, I think I already have one in my inventory that I just haven't used because I don't know who it goes to. Oh. Yeah, okay, cool. I know what that is. Leo, are you holding it?
No, I
have
smacked it away from me,
Oh,
yeah.
I'm going to pull it over to me. And I'm going to kind of put it on, I don't know, like a box right next to me. So this is a sending stone. Who doesn't know what that is?
Leah raises hand.
It's a stone which is paired, meaning that they're always made in pairs, and you can talk between them to the recipient of the other one.
Okay, so I guess they want to talk to you then.
Cool. And I pick it up. I'm like, testing, 1, 2, 3.
As you say that, you hear a sigh followed by, I thought you wanted to talk. You do realize that you now have to wait until the next dawn to send me a message, right?
I forgot about that bit. Oh well.
I hear that. I write my book.
Oh my gosh.
I write my book. I go, I thought you knew what this was.
Yeah, I did. I thought you got more than one sending. Because Brandon, me as a player, whenever my other campaign gives out sending stones, you can just talk between them. Like, it's just a walkie-talkie. It's not just like, haha, 1 sending stone a day, because that's kind of just dumb. Because I can already do 3 a day to anybody.
Well, so we're waiting until next dawn.
Great.
Ooh.
So can I
Try to
redo
convince
that?
Leah to do this.
So can I redo that? Because that was a fuck up on the player's part.
I will let you use your DM made a mistake roll that I gave you if you want to redo that.
Alright, that's a thing. Cool, whatever. We'll do that.
All right.
Alright, so I'll just take the sending stone. Hang on, I'm gonna plan out another message. One moment. I have a Word doc for this.
Oh man, that's fucking hilarious.
It is kind of hilarious, yeah. So how do y'all want to play this? We want Eric back. What are y'all feeling? Because we got 25 words to make our case.
Well-
right. Yeah.
We don't want him to die, just in case, because who knows how many people they have, how long it's going to take for us to get down there, fight ourselves down there, let alone get him. You know what I mean?
The other thing too is that he's at this point a hostage.
Yes.
So our best choice right now is to see
What we can do to either
What we
buy
can do to
him
free him,
or free him,
or
yeah.
buy him. Yeah.
I mean, aren't they doing like arena fights or stuff? That's why they got them. Can't we just like make a deal so like if we win, he comes with us. If we lose, then I don't know. I guess we're gonna have to fight.
Well,
Considering
fight to the
that-
death, I think.
Well, considering that he said that we've already tried talking and it didn't work out, I'm assuming Ulrich came to the conclusion that that wasn't on the table and something happened. But us being a party, one person's decision doesn't counteract everybody else's opinion either. So
I mean, you say that, but it seems that to be the case everywhere we go, doesn't it? Like,
yeah.
God, we just automatically associate. It's like ridiculous.
We need to ask to see if there's any way we can buy our party member back, or win
Or
him back.
get him a new, a different champion, but he has to be released. But they're not going to release him until we get someone to replace him.
Alright, so here's what I got 20 words. So, to be brief, we'd like our friend back safe and sound. What can we do to make that happen?
That's really the best thing so far.
Yeah.
Alright, we're all a go on that one? Fantastic.
Well, I also say, how many times can you use that stone?
Apparently, once a day. It's actually kind of a shitty item.
Okay. Yeah, sounds great.
Cool, great. So I pick up the phone and I said, the phone, the stone. Same thing at this point. So to be brief, we'd like our friend back safe and sound. What can we do to make that happen?
RVO phone home.
No ET references, shithead. Anyway.
You hear immediately back Marlo say, "Take your weapons out, leave them in the alley that you're gathered in, and come out into the street."
That's for everybody to hear, by the way, because of how the stone works, right?
Yep.
Yep.
You guys like watch as the mouth on the stone actually talks to those words.
Alright. I put that in my backpack. In my pack. So. That seems to be the ultimatum.
Well, let's do
I
it.
don't trust that shit. Okay, well. Oh, that actually works. DM, do you think that they'd recognize Arvio's deck as both his book and his casting shit?
You did use it against the group you ran into, and a couple got away, so they might.
Is there any way I can use
It's not a
sleight of
weapon,
hand?
so
It's not a weapon.
Yeah, if you want to do a sleight of hand to try to conceal it, you can.
Fantastic. I'm going to roll.
I'm gonna stick a long sword up my. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he has something up his ass, but sure as hell ain't that. In any case, I'm going to roll a 16, which puts my sleight of hand at 26.
My prison wallet's pretty big. I mean,
I will tell everybody that I still have this portable hole we can throw all of our shit in and hide this. Or
no, they need to see our stuff there. And I'm gonna be like whispering, they don't know I have a bag of holding full of weapons.
That's true. If I fucking lose another spell deck because of this shit, I swear to God, I'm burning this place to the ground. This is ridiculous. Alright, so I hide it among my person with a check of 26.
All right. The rest of you guys.
Yeah. Fuck it.
I'll throw down my hand crossbow, I guess. And what else do I have? A dagger.
Daggers.
A snake dagger. Several daggers.
I'm gonna
I
look
can
around to see if
five.
there's someone trying to spy on us putting our stuff down.
Go ahead and roll perception. As you look across at the face of the dog's last hair, you see a one-eyed man just standing in the window, obvious as day, staring at all of you.
Then I'm like, I realize I only have 2 daggers in my bag of holding, but that should be enough. I'm not going to try to suspiciously put something in it. Well, actually, no, I do. Never mind. I do have my battle axe in it. Never mind. That's
You
out of
have-
character.
Do you have crossbow bolts in there? I write down.
Let me look. I don't think so, no. I don't try to do it because I gave the light crossbow to you. So I gave you everything that was with it. So.
Does Leah throw down her staff?
The thing is, they haven't seen me fight with it. So I'll try to. I'll take out of my bag because I see Arvia putting a book down.
I don't. Arvio doesn't
Oh.
use a book.
Oh, okay.
There's a Cartomancer in my bag.
I mean,
I will-
you could
yeah.
just to see if they know it's your spell book.
That's true. Actually, I am going to do that. I'm going to put down like a really fancy-looking book that's completely blank and just toss it.
Yeah, after you do that, Leah will do the same and you put her druidic book in there and assume that's enough and comes back.
I mean, we could try this.
I
guys put your
whisper,
stuff-
like, I take the book from you, Eowyn, and I write something down, and I show everybody. I scrap the book, the piece of paper, and I eat it, so it's not written down. Then I scribble on the other page so they can't, try to chalk it up to see what I wrote, but it's basically I have, a couple weapons in the bag of holding, trying to
Don't-
stealthily do this so
Oh,
they're
yeah.
not paying attention, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can do. What I was gonna say is we can put our stuff down, and one of us can stay out here just to keep an eye on it.
Yeah. I don't think that's a. Okay, I don't agree with splitting the party any more than we need to.
Grim, give me a sleight of hand.
Okay, 1 second. I don't believe in any gods, but please. Bam.
All right. So you guys all take your weapons, kind of put them down, and you step out in the streets.
Yep.
Yeah, I try hiding the 9 life stealer weapon.
Yeah, and I'm pretending that my stuff is not really a weapon. It just looks like crooked something. I'm assuming they might not know what it is.
You go ahead and give me sleight of hand, Awen. All right. You guys step out in the street and you see Marlowe standing in one of the windows watching you guys. And you kind of look as he points one of his hands missing fingers. As you guys kind of follow his point back, you can see him pointing at Leah.
You're gonna have to.
Okay, I take the staff off my back and kinda yeet it out to where everything else is.
All right, as you do that, he lowers his hand down. He kind of stands there and watches all of you for a second, and he turns. And you guys watch again as the door opens, and a female orc steps out. And then 1 suit of armor, 2 suit of armors, 3, 4 sets of animated armor follows her out. And you guys watch as he disappears from the window and appears outside of the door, and the door closes behind him. Well, you must understand the precautions. I already sent a group after you to bring you back peacefully, and
That
you
was
just
peaceful?
attacked them.
That was peaceful?
We
Considering you threw the first punch, yeah.
Oh, I think. Oh.
So, here we are. What do you want to talk about? Your friend, he's happy in his new home.
I doubt that.
I doubt that as well, yes.
Well, you can doubt it all you wish.
So how can we get him from you? Money, fighting.
No, he hasn't even fought yet. Why would I sell him the gold that he will draw in? Unless you can offer me 30,000 gold.
You think he's worth 30,000 gold? That's funny.
Oh, the bets that a bugbear will bring in? Absolutely.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think you'd fight for you?
Not only if he doesn't, people will pay to see one killed. Nobody likes goblins.
I just hold out a book with pen and write something down and show Grim and say, more than likely he won't fight for you. He'll just straight up die.
And I'll repeat what he just said, like he wrote down on the book.
No, people will still pay to see it.
Well, that's true, but 30,000. You're not making that kind of money off of him. I've seen plenty of these fighting cards. That is a ridiculous asking price.
Go ahead, give me persuasion.
Dice gods, do your thing. Ah!
Kind of looks you over, and it seems your dress would hide your true past. 5,000 gold. Take it or leave it.
Character. Holy shit, that's a markdown.
I'm
Do we
kind of.
have?
I'm looking at Awen right now and kind of squinching my eyes, like as in like, if only had extra money from somewhere.
I could make a suggestion. Hang on, actually, before I do this.
Technically, we can still haggle that price out of character, you know.
Yeah.
I know, but she's gonna roll a 6. Well, no, she's gonna roll an 8. And I'm
You're casting suggestion.
Kinda, yeah.
Counterspell.
No, I would. Do you? Okay, fucking. Like, I wasn't. Like, okay, wait a minute. Before we even do any of that shit.
If you're gonna cast anything, I'm gonna counterspell it because I'm not here to be that type of person. I know what you're trying to do, but let's try going with the whole diplomatic situation and not start casting random spells.
Fucking okay, whatever.
Because you know they have wizards.
I know.
You know this.
Yeah, but they're shitty wizards. They're not
It
me.
doesn't matter. They can still counterspell.
Yeah, but they're not me. They're shitty wizards. Fine. Okay. So
Just write down
5,000 gold.
It's a little high. We not have that.
I'd say
Mhm.
I whisper over to Arvio, whatever you're planning, I would not. There's more than meets the eye.
You said
Well,
it's animated armor, right?
yes.
Yeah.
As you say, we don't have that. He says, "Well, you could make it up."
Make it up, pal.
Kind of ponders and I offered the bugbear to come get a champion to fight on his behalf. Some reason he didn't want to do that, but it's been a long time since I've fought anybody, and I'm sure fighting somebody like you, and he points at you, Grim, might draw in a big crowd. If you fight me and we get a decent turnout, let's just say if you win, I'll let him go, as long as I get to keep all the coin.
As long as it's not to the death, I agree.
And smiles and says, "Oh,
What are
I
the-
wouldn't want to die.
What are the other conditions?
No interference from your friends, no magic, just plain old sword against sword, grit against grit."
I agree to these terms, and I look at the group.
You will also, as I said, need to ensure that there's a decent turnout. Means you're going to need to spread the word.
Yeah,
So we're
there's
making
many of us here.
pamphlets.
So when's the date? We'll get started.
I write down who are we not supposed to tell about this fight to Grim so he can say it.
No, I'll repeat. Like, who are we not supposed to tell? Of course, the guard.
He laughs and says, "The guard's out here in my pocket. You don't need to worry about them. Nobody really."
All right.
Just need to make sure people show up here, win. That's up to you.
We need the details, and we'll get it out.
Tell you what, that stone you got there, I do expect it back, by the way. When you figure the details out, you can let me know.
All right. You don't have your own set of time or date.
No, you're the ones that need to gather the crowd. I don't know how long that will take you.
Fair enough. So in the meantime, he stays with you until we do our show.
Yeah, he'll stay with me. I'll make sure he gets the VIP treatment.
Does that seem fine for you guys? I look around.
I just write down works for me.
I mean, I'm like really good at making pamphlets, so this will work out real well.
I write down RVO. I got an idea.
Okay.
I raise an eyebrow.
I again will get in touch.
He just nods.
And we'll turn around and
I'll just slowly back up without turning around back to our little pile.
yep.
All right. Well, as you do that, he turns his back to you guys. Door opens, steps in. The suits of armor follow, and you watch as the female orc kind of stands there and gazes over you with her eyes. And it's all right. You can all go back. And then she steps into the room. Grim, you will notice as she says that the movement that you saw before on the various rooftops picks up again as people, you assume, are leaving their post. So you guys go back, grab your stuff, and start heading out. We'll go ahead and call it there tonight for you guys. Auric, as you are hanging out down here, you hear footsteps, and then you hear Marlowe say, "You just gonna sit there all day and not eat anything?"
He completely ignores him.
Well, here's you some mutton, and you hear another kind of clatter, and here's you some wine. Friends are going to be here a few days. Told them I would be nice to you, but if you want to watch the show, I'll allow it. Or you can sit in here and be quiet. And you hear as his footsteps, as he starts walking away.
All right. Well,
And
I act like I don't even acknowledge him.
All right.
and I'll say to Arvio, like, we can let him know of the situation too, if you
Well,
want.
first, let's see what Awen has to say here.
But yeah,
So I had this spell suggestion before, so I'll ask Arvio, do you happen to know the spell suggestion? 'Cause I don't think I've ever seen you use it.
RVO having literally used it an hour ago. Yeah,
I wasn't there for it.
that's
I was
true.
inside.
Yeah.
We go to the bars. We tell the bar owners and see if they're willing to spread the word from ear to mouth, because looking around here, people get drunk. They need a place to drink. Really bad part of town anyways. Maybe we use the spell suggestion on the barkeeps to spread the word. Or we pay them.
I mean, sure, if we're desperate, but I do believe that I can probably just convince him to spread the word anyway. All
I
those
know,
fails
I'm
will
just
burn
saying that that's another way of doing it, but we could pay the barkeeps to spread the word.
as if we have the money already. Let's just try the freeways first.
I know, but I'm just letting you know, more than likely people aren't gonna just do it out of kindness. You're gonna have to give them something in this part of town.
No. It's not out of kindness, my friend. It's hyping up a fight. That I have done before. I had to make my money somehow. I did a lot of weird
I
jobs.
give you just a weird ass look. You don't even have to roll. It went down to you. 100%.
All right. Well, as you guys have that quick little talk, we'll go ahead and finish here for the night. Before everybody goes, daylight saving time. Do you have that in your country, Friku?
I mean, we already changed we put the clothes back by an hour already.
Oh, good.
All right. So next weekend we're gonna start an hour earlier than we were today for you.
Oh,
Are you
wow.
gonna be able to make that?
because tonight,
next, yeah.
yeah, because
Go
tonight
on.
we're rolling back, so.
I mean, because beforehand we used to play at my midnight. I have next weekend off, which is fine, but I'm usually working until 11 now, which is basically what time we started today.
Yeah, and we're gonna be starting 10 next week then.
Ugh. I mean, next week will be fine because I have day off, but
Wait, it's rolled back. Doesn't that mean he gets an extra hour?
Yeah, it would be, but he already has it, so it's
Yeah, he already has it.
ours is going tonight. It's going to be switching back instead of.
Yeah, and tonight we start it at 7 your time, but next week, if time, we would have been starting at 6 your time, RVO. That's how it's going to be for Leah.
No,
You're
I'm
gonna be
so
off
confused.
next week.
that's not.